I think we are live.
We're live.
We are live.
Later, Mo and Andrea. Yeah, I'd love to continue that. Hi.
Hi, everybody. Community debate. We are back in the building. I'm waiting for everybody to check in. We're here. I know we're really late. You know how it goes, Black people time as usual, right? I don't even want to say Black people time, but it is Black people's time. Everyone is always late. It's now 20 past 10. First of all, we're supposed to start at 9, then it's 9:30, then it's 10 o'clock. Now it's 20 past 10. But we still
I've been telling you I'm light skinned, man. Stop with this Black people time. I'm light skinned.
You light skinned? Well, if you was light skinned, you would have been there at 9 o'clock.
I was.
In your spirit, you was there at 9 o'clock. In your spirit. Yeah. I'm just waiting for the people then for check in. I know people probably think that there's no community debate Thursday. You know what I mean? Because I sit there thinking, what's going on? So everybody, where you at?
I thought it was 8 o'clock.
Huh? I know you thought it was 8. You remember it started. Nadine. We saying yes, Nadine is yes, Nadine, yes. You know what I mean? It looks like we don't have no Nelson this week. We got no Jean this week. I don't know what happened to them, but they're not here this week. Anyway, let's kick this all off.
Well, John's on Barbados, isn't he? Enjoying himself.
Yes, he is. He's fanning himself in the sunshine. You know what I mean? It's like he's having a good time. He don't want to know us now because he's in the sunshine. I wouldn't want to know either. But anyway, you're in the sunshine, Auntie. You're in Jamaica, so boy, you know, you live there.
Yeah, it's getting dark soon. So
you know what I mean? So you know, I'm surprised that you even want to talk to me when you're eating your mangoes. And so actually, mango season done good. Yeah, because you were showing off. Anyway, guys, this is what I want to talk about. Yes, you did show off, and every single time you're eating nice food that I can't eat, you show off. Anyway, right.
Sorry.
So
Rachel's
people,
not bitter.
yeah, I am bitter, yeah, because she's living life. I wanted to talk about, because I was supposed this week about keeping fit. Now, it was a lady we, put up in the group, absolutely stunning lady. She had a lovely 6-pack, shows that she's worked hard to keep fit. And what I don't seem to understand is that everyone keeps on talking about this fit, friendly, submissive thing, right? What is this fit, friendly, and submissive? So you get a woman that's fit, but then now all of a sudden that she's too fit. I'm confused which one it is. Like, I thought that if you looked after your body, especially like that lady looked like she was an athlete. So does that mean that if you are of that status where you are that fit, or you as an athlete or so on, because remember, Mo, you as an athlete, used to run for England. So does that mean that as a woman, some of the colleagues that you probably, running against when you was younger, or running with, sorry, who you trained with, does that mean that they're not fit, friendly, and submissive, or they're too fit, or they're masculine? Does a woman that works out be masculine? And what is the balance then? Because that part, Nelson's coming on. What is...
Rachel, for a split second, when you said that I raced with the ladies, I thought you tried to call me transgender, and I was like, to say, hold up. Not wrong with the girls, man. But if I did, I'd win. Just to
so this is what I want to know, right?
I think.
Go on.
No, I think everyone's got their own perception on what they like, and for some men, maybe seeing a girl with 6-pack or a girl that looks like she trains regularly might be a bit of a turn off for them, because maybe they don't have that dedication or that motivation to do it. But for me, it just shows dedication. Like you've worked hard, you're committed, you're obviously following your routines well. Not everyone can achieve those results in going to the gym. So but a certain amount of it is your genetic capabilities passed to you from your parents. Some people can go to the gym and work out all the time and they won't reach that. Whereas you have other people that go to the gym a couple times and everything is popping, like me. But
Not true, Andrea. Is that like him? Really?
So this is what
I don't train because I get big, and to run, like, you need speed. Weight doesn't help you run down the track. So yeah, I don't do too much gym because like my body thinks it's young.
That's all of our bodies. My body thinks it's young. But
Yeah,
so,
thanks,
okay, so.
Thanks to the melanin, huh?
My face might look.
My body already knows it's old. My body knows it's old. I ain't trying to fool myself. My body ain't trying to fool me. I know what I am. I'm nearly 50 years old.
You sound like Popeye. I get what I get.
So guys then, so okay, I'm asking the guys then. So what is too masculine for a woman? So as I said, the post was up this week with the lady with this, she had a 6-pack. Is that too masculine? Because as I said, you guys are always crying for fit, friendly, and submissive. So I'm confused.
So for me personally, there's multiple. So for me personally, there's multiple layers to this. When I first started using the phrase fit to describe certain type of women in the 80s, I literally meant fit, as in, you know what I mean, muscular legs, a little bit of a 6-pack and all the rest of it. That's what we meant in the 80s. And as time went along and the phrase got popularized, it seemed to really just be about girls who people found attractive. Yeah. So when we talk about, when people nowadays talk about fit, friendly, and submissive and all the rest of it, they're generally just talking about a girl who keeps herself in shape. And as we know, there's certain characteristics that we associate with feminine beauty, and there's certain characteristics that we associate with masculine beauty, attractiveness. So I think a lot of the commentary that was coming is based on those basic understandings or beliefs of what a man should look like versus what a woman should look like. So when you start to have that overlap, you have certain people who will immediately just be turned off. So from that perspective, I understand certain people might say, oh, that's too much. Women ain't supposed to look like that. I fully understand it. My argument will always be, if your body is capable of doing it, you can't say that it's natural for you to be that way. All it is there's certain people who's at different ends of the extreme and people who's in the middle. And if that's on the extreme side, it's always going to be a turn off to the majority. So I get that. But again, if you're capable of doing it and you're happy within yourself, who is anybody to turn around and tell you you should be like that, or you can't be like that? Or even go as far as to say, no man ain't going to want you. When clearly that's not going to be the truth. There's people who like everything, whether it's the minority or the majority. So that's the starting point of the argument to me.
Mm-hmm. I hear that. Nelson, so on the other end of that, remember you were saying that that's too masculine?
Yo, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can hear you.
Yeah. All right. When you look at the post, what we see in the post, I'm driving. All right. The post wasn't about, that woman that was on the post was a bodybuilder. Yeah. There's a difference between fitness and bodybuilding. You need to understand the difference. There are certain people that have a knack for bodybuilding, or they want to do bodybuilding. Do you understand? They want their bodies to look muscly. All right, that's very different from someone who goes to the gym and keeps fit. Okay, bodybuilding, they are trying to achieve a certain weight, muscle tone, and so forth. What I was saying is, men, do not find women that do bodybuilding, muscle building, attractive. Why? Because all throughout history, we don't see men marrying women or going for women that build muscles or that are into muscle building. We just don't see that. Muscle is attached to strength. Strength is attached, it's a masculine trait. Okay? Women look for men that are able to protect, provide for them, and for those things you need strength. So women like muscly men because that is attached to what strength is. Do you understand? So when we look at a woman, I don't look at a woman for strength purposes. I don't look at a woman to protect me from nothing. Just the other day, some guy tried to pull out a knife for me. He had a huge knife. We got into it because he was talking a lot of nonsense. I stopped the car. He kept staring at the car. I was like, "What is there a problem?" So he turns around and my missus like, "Why'd you keep staring at the car?" And he says, "Are you stupid? I came out the car to see what's going on." He had a huge knife. My missus stayed in the car. Do you understand? Yeah. There are certain things that women look to us for. And I do not look to my woman for protection, physical protection, any type of dangerous situation. It's just not that. I don't look for that in a woman. So the point I was trying to make is that woman does muscle building. Okay? That's very different from someone who's trying to keep fit.
Okay.
I'm sorry about that, Nelson, because you obviously got out of that okay, right? No further.
He said, I confronted him. I told him you're not doing that.
Yeah, but we're going off topic. We're going off topic. I want to stick on the topic. What?
Yeah, but if I can say, is he all right?
All right. But again, in that situation,
yeah.
Sorry, Nelson, sticking with that situation, if it was your missus and your kids, she'd be the one to get out of the car to protect the kids.
Sorry?
What? I said if it was just your missus in the car with the kids, she'd be the one to get out of the car, wouldn't she?
Yeah, but if I was there with my missus, I would be the first one, wouldn't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's an order. There's an order to things. Do you understand? If I'm around, I'm the one who's supposed to sacrifice my life first. I'm the one that's supposed to die first because I'm protecting my partner, and my kids. If my missus is there with the children, obviously she will be the next. She'll be the next one because the aim is to protect the children.
You know what? I think everything that's just been said is a red herring because the conversation isn't about who's stronger, who does protection or anything like that. The conversation is about, does the woman look good or not? It's really that simple and basic. All the other stuff, I get, we associate certain things with certain things, and that therefore might make somebody more or less attractive depending on what end of the scale they're on. I fully understood absolutely everything he was trying to say on the thread, even though he wasn't expressing himself very well at all. The thing is, to generalize and say no man, because you literally said no man finds that attractive. Believe me, many men do. So that's the first part. Second part, regardless of, see, the thing about having a modernized world is that some of the ideas that we had times gone past will change. Some things are hardwired, but a lot of things are socialization. The idea that men don't go for women who build muscle, but by your own argument on the thread, only about what, by your argument, not mine, by the way, only about 1% of women look like that. You can't say, well, men don't go for something that only represents 1% of women. You know what I mean? You'd have to have a bigger sample size to see, actually, do men like that? And the fact of the matter is, because we're socialized to believe that you're not supposed to like it, I know plenty of women who actually build their body a certain way or are naturally got certain aesthetics to them, and they try to tone it down, not because they don't like it themselves, but because of fear of what society thinks of them. You even hear things in the newspapers about children who are actually physically gifted, have the opportunity to go to the Olympics, but because they're scared of what men might think of them, they don't push themselves to be all they can be. Now, for me to say that, firstly, does not make me a simp. Secondly, for me to say that doesn't mean that I don't think that women shouldn't be concerned about their futures. However, what I am saying is the fact that a person can achieve it, firstly, means that it should be up to them if they want to. Secondly, the fact that there's many, 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 many women who have bodies like that, who are fully capable of finding a man and getting married and having children with them men, means that the majority of your argument is already dismissed. Regardless of whether somebody works in a building site or regardless of who will jump out the car, a woman who builds a body like that isn't doing it thinking, I'm going to challenge a man or I'm going to be the main protector in the family. They're doing it because they like how it looks or how it makes them feel. It's really that simple. So anything outside of that is a red herring. It's taking you away from what the main focal point of the argument is.
All right, let me just come back to that, because that was a whole bunch of nonsense.
Hold on. No. Nelson, you're not going to tell me what I'm saying is nonsense. Be respectful. Talk to me proper. Talk to me proper, Nelson. Talk to me proper. Don't tell me what I'm saying is nonsense because you don't agree.
Stop over talking.
No.
Wait, Nelson.
Don't
Nelson,
talk to me like that.
you have to have respect for people. You can't.
Right.
All right, no problem then. All right, listen. Most men, this is a fact. If I said no men at all, okay, this is what I meant. Let me correct myself then. Most men do not go for muscly women, and they do not find that attractive.
So
Arguing the exception.
So you're saying that because most men don't like it.
You're interrupting me. You're interrupting me.
So you're saying because most men don't like it.
I did not interrupt you.
No, there's no need for you to raise your voice. Calm down. So you're saying that because
you've been raising your voice all this time, mate.
Listen, come on, look, stop.
No, he can let me finish. I let him finish.
Nelson, so you're saying that because most men don't like it, women shouldn't do it. So you're saying because most men don't like it, women shouldn't do it. That's your point.
No, that's not my point. There are some men out there that like it. And you know what? There are all sorts of fetishes that people like it, but that is not the majority. My arguments are based on the majority, not the exception. Of course, there are men out there that like women that do bodybuilding and so on and so forth. That is absolutely fine, but we don't see that from the majority of men. It just doesn't happen. You arguing the exception doesn't make your argument true at all, not even one bit.
No. See, here's the point. Nobody was saying that the majority likes it. Your argument was men don't like it. So on that basis, your argument is that women should not do it. If that's not what you're saying, then there's no argument to be said. Because nobody was saying that majority of men like it. But you were saying that no men don't like it.
I just literally corrected myself.
I know, so I'm clarifying.
I literally just corrected myself. I literally just clarified and corrected myself. Let me finish. I literally just clarified and corrected myself. I literally just told you that what I meant by saying no men, what I meant was most men do not go for muscly women. We don't see that. We don't see historically. We don't see it now.
Calm down. It's okay. It's okay.
Calm down, bro.
No, it's true. It's true. Like, chilled. We're all having a chilled one.
Listen, I'm in the car, innit? So if I sound a little bit loud, it's not because I'm trying to be a little bit loud and over that. Let's be civil about the situation, yeah? Look, it's what I'm saying is a fact. I don't know what the argument is about. Most men do not find muscly women attractive. She does bodybuilding. People, it's not a question of fitness. Men like fit women. There's a difference between a woman that does fitness and a woman that does bodybuilding and actually builds muscles. There's a very big difference between the both. We do not see most men out here going for women who are, bodybuilders. We just don't see that. So what am I saying that is so wrong that people can't accept? I don't get it.
So this is what you're not seeming to get. What you're clarifying now to say this is what I meant isn't what people was arguing about on the thread, was it? So what the argument? If you're changing,
Rachel, read the thread, please.
My goodness, this guy.
Oh wait, there. Let him finish. Go on. What is she saying, David?
My goodness.
Read the thread, Rachel.
My goodness. I don't know.
All right, I'm gonna bring up the thread, right? But as I said,
read it and we'll see. And this conversation will be over after you read the thread. Watch.
Right. So hold on. Was it David? You were saying something while I bring up the thread. If I can find this.
So again, I'm going to repeat it. Yeah, because I've said this already previously, but I'm going to say it again. Nobody said at any point in time that the majority of men like that particular type of woman. In fact, right at the start, I said there's certain extremes on the spectrum that certain people just ain't going to go for. That's understandable and understood. The point of the thread itself was not to convince everybody, or even the comments that everybody was saying was not to convince everybody that you should like that type of woman, or that the majority of men do like that woman. Nobody made that argument. Nobody said that. However,
I never said anybody
Nelson,
made that argument. Sorry, go ahead.
Nelson.
Is it fair?
So, with that
Is it fair
said,
that the spotted hyena might get you?
What?
Just remember the spotted hyena argument that you might get mounted
hyena
anally.
might get you.
Go ahead, David, finish your point. David, finish your point.
So with that said, with the understanding that nobody was saying that the majority, the only thing that was said on the thread that people was against was you saying that no man wants it. So if what you're doing now is clarifying, saying, no, I did not mean no man, even though I said it, what I meant is the majority, then not only has your argument changed, there's nobody going to rebut that.
All right, David,
So,
I never said
so
no.
the argument's done. So I don't understand what the question is.
David, I never said nobody said anything. I said it. And when I said no man, basically what I was referring to is most men. So I'm happy to clarify myself. I'm happy to clarify and correct myself. What I meant by no men is most men. I'm the one who made that argument. I never said anybody else made that argument. I made that argument. You see where I'm coming from? And
No,
yes,
I think you've misunderstood what I've said. I think you've misunderstood what I said, but that's fine. I'm not going to go back over it. I'm not going to go back over it. But
then that's it. Then.
But what I will say is this, just to move the argument along or the conversation along. So when we talk about the women who do decide to go down that route and decide that they are going to push their body to a certain extreme, and to be honest, she wasn't even that extreme. But for those who do consider it extreme, does that mean that the woman should decide not to do it because men don't like it, or the majority of men don't like it? Or is it
I don't think it was extreme either. I don't think it was extreme either. Right. But I did what I did notice is that she does do bodybuilding. No one said it was extreme or not extreme. She does bodybuilding. She builds muscles. That's what she does.
So again, I'll ask the question again. Because of how she looks, and because it's accepted that the majority of men do not go for that, is your position that she should not push her body to wherever it is because men don't like it?
No. I am nobody to stop someone from doing what they want to do with their bodies. I am absolutely no one to say that to anyone. Okay, I'm not here for that. And she might have found that the type of guy that likes that. You know what I'm saying? They're both muscular. They both got big muscles, big what and whatnot, and they both love that about themselves. If that's what they're into, that's what they're into. I don't want my missus bigger muscles than me. You know what I mean? Personally, I don't find that attractive, bro. But the thing is, if that's them, then that's them, innit? You get me?
So you kind of answered the next question I was going to ask you. Yeah. So I'm just going to ask it anyway for whoever's listening, not because you haven't already said it. Yeah. So what I was going to ask is, do you feel like the majority of women who do make their body look that way, do you think they have any trouble finding a man?
Hello, can you not hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
I can hear you.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I asked, do you think
some abs, boy.
Do you think that a woman who does decide to make her body look like the girl in the picture, do you think a woman like that has any problems getting a man?
I don't know, bro. I think she would if she does bodybuilding. I don't think, but since the majority of men don't go for women who do muscle building, she would have a bit of a problem. But I'm sure she'll be able to find some guy in the gym who also does muscle building and is into that. You know what I'm saying? That's a very small minority, obviously. So yeah, it would be a bit difficult for her to find that type of guy.
No, well, looking at her, to be honest, she doesn't really look like her quads aren't overly developed, her arms aren't overly developed, neither are her shoulders.
Exactly.
She still looks feminine.
Yeah, she was getting there, bro. She was
Just
getting
the
there.
abs. So to be honest, it looks like she might be a fitness model,
Yeah.
or someone that does a lot of good high intensity and endurance work with low body fat.
Yeah.
And
That's
if
some
someone's got
strong
low
abs.
body fat,
That's some
you're
strong
gonna
abs.
I wouldn't call her a bodybuilder.
anyway.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
call
so
her.
if someone, the lower your percentage in body fat goes, the more the muscles are going to be visible. So to me, that's, you know, there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. And you know, I wonder if some people are challenged by the fact that, you know, she might look stronger than they are. She might have just done 50 abs, and that might be why her abs are popping. You don't know. She might be a little bit weak.
Rachel, go to Nelson's first comment, not the comment that he said underneath my comment, but the first comment he made about the way she's standing.
Yes.
Okay, let me have a look. Hold on.
Hey, first, can I know what the post said?
I'm trying to find his comment. I'm going through.
I want to know what the post said. That was the reason why we pulled up the post in the first place.
What do you mean the post said?
The
post,
original
post say?
I said fit and friendly, and I said fit, friendly and submissive. I personally think she looks great, but fellas, what do you think? So you've got people saying that she looks fantastic there. Then you've got darn those abs. I'm actually hating on them, and I put me too. You've got someone that said never. That's not how women should look. Maybe that's a way. That's a personal opinion anyway. Someone says she looks fantastic again. This kind of chick that will tell you to make her a sandwich after sex. Then you've got, I personally think women should have curve. She looks like a 14-year-old boy. Then you've got, let me just keep scrolling down. Hold on, I'm trying to find Nelson's comment because everyone can see what I can see.
It's quite a bit further down.
Okay, it's further down.
It's past this.
It's past this, right? Okay.
Definitely past this, and after that, I'm not really sure.
Okay, hold on. Let me see. I've got it. Here it goes. Sorry, but I'm only attracted to feminine-looking females. The funny part about this pic is that she's trying to intimidate strength that she doesn't possess. It doesn't matter how masculine a woman or women try to look like. The fact is that woman is naturally weaker than a man. So you've got that.
Come on.
So let me ask you a question. Does she look like she's trying to stand in the picture like a man? Like, have you seen a man ever look like that? Like stand up like that or pose like that or anything like that? It's not really the norm, is it?
Who is it who said they couldn't see the curves?
He said he can't see no curves.
Nothing wrong.
Like, someone, they need glasses.
It was a lady that said that actually. And then it just goes down.
Gone.
I'm trying to find your comment. I'm trying to find more comments from you.
Yo, straight live, only a weak man will find that non-sexy. A man who's intimidated by a strong woman. Straight live. Yo, straight live. Like, come on here. Stop trying to talk for people trying to talk about for the majority of men. Who the hell are you to speak for the majority of men? Most men don't want no weak ass chick. Straight live, yo.
Tell him.
I'm gonna tell you, like I said on the post I posted up. I don't want no weak ass woman. If she's not gonna stand by my side, I don't want her. If she gotta stand behind me, I don't want no princess up in the big ass tower and all that. Nah, she gotta be a warrior too. Especially if she a black woman. I don't want no weak black woman. Who want a weak black woman? Like, for real.
Well, it's got this. Nelson, you did say I don't simp or pander to women. I state facts. Here's the facts. Muscles are associated with physical strength. Physical strength is associated with masculinity, not femininity. Men are stronger than women. The overwhelming majority of men are not attracted to muscly women, and rightly so. Why would any men be attracted to a body that resembles masculinity? There's a difference between fitness and muscle building. The overwhelming majority of women do not build muscle to attract men. So was it, look, I'm going to click off now, right? But there was other bits in there, but I'm going to click off. I'm going to go back to the normal screen. You know what I mean? I think that's enough of sharing for now, right? But yes, people, was it, you know what I mean? You said what you had to say, Samuel. You know, I've always exercised all my life. And I remember there was a bit on the post as well where someone was a dancer, you know, and I remember when I was younger and I danced professionally, it was impossible for you not to have abs. You know, I don't have abs now, but was it, you know, my stomach's not, I haven't got a fat flabby stomach, but it's the point that, you know, when I was dancing when I was younger, I was like about 3 stone lighter and I was cut up. It's like I said, it's impossible for you not to be cut up. So does that mean that, was it, I wasn't attractive to other men, or I mean to men or whatever, because of I've always said I've never ever had a problem with attracting men, so I don't know, you know. And I've always worked out, and this is probably like the most unfit I've actually really looked, because normally, you know, I'm always training, I'm always in the gym, you know. Look, as I said today, I put it up there, you know, I did 136 was it arm races, you know what I mean, straight, no stopping, straight, go spin. Everyone knows I box. I train what, 4 to 5 times a week now, 4 to 5 times a week. So does that mean that by next year, when my body's going to start cutting up, does that mean that no one's, you know what I mean, I'm going to have less attraction? As I said, I've never seen a difference between me having more muscle, was it, or me not having muscle. You know.
And Rachel, we could argue that boxing is a masculine activity as well. We could argue that very easily. Yeah. Do you find that men find that a more of a turn on or a turn off?
I actually think it's pretty cool that I actually box. And then another thing is that anybody that I've ever entertained, like, you know, when I meet people, so the person who I'd want to date would be somebody who's interested in going to the gym. I said, like, you know, if I go back to when I started having long-term relationships when I was younger, you know, okay, my ex-husband used to play football, used to exercise, was fit. You know what I mean? Any relationship, even after that, you know, I had long-term relationship after that. Me and my ex, we used to go to the gym. We used to train in the house. We used to go to the gym all the time. It's all around fitness. I mean, it's like the thought of somebody who doesn't want to exercise. It's not the same thing that I do. I love exercise. So they would person who would be attracted to me would like exercise. And I'm saying, like, I'm not being funny, like majority of people like to keep fit. They like to be fit. Who wants to sit there and, you know, I mean, I wouldn't want to be with somebody who doesn't want to try to make themselves better, because if that's the case, if I let myself go, if they meet me looking nice, if I had to let myself go, would they be happy that I just let myself go? No. And I think when you know, if I see muscles and stuff like that, I think it's attractive on men. And if I see a woman, maybe because I see the work, what goes into bodybuilding and stuff like that, I think it's attractive when women train to do physique, because physique is like, but you've got bikini section and so on, and that's just looking fit. You look great, and you might have a six pack. You look absolutely fantastic, right?
Listen,
so
when I've been,
I think that's what she's training for.
When I've been in gyms where women are in either physique category, bikini category, or even bodybuilding category, and it's sometimes when they're doing their posing practice in the gym and they're just in quite skimpy outfits, you don't see men going, "Ugh, look at that, I'm turning away." They're trying their best to look. And not a lot of those guys, and not a lot of those guys, if you go to the average commercial gym, because I don't go to bodybuilding gyms, I go to commercial gyms, it's not full of men who look like black gods or gods. It's just average looking guys who happen to go gym. So it's not just guys who have, you know, really fit bodies or who are bodybuilders who are into women who have that kind of aesthetic. A range of men like that sort of thing. And what you also find is that some people, because they're not used to seeing something, it looks extreme at first until they get used to what that looks like. And that all of a sudden, it's not so extreme anymore. It's okay, she's got a bit of abs, that's nice, whatever. What we have to understand, again, using Nelson's argument that only about 1% of women look that way, yeah? If only 1% of women look that way, that means it being in a minority is just something that's always going to capture people's attention, whether it's they're going to like it or they're not going to like it. It's always going to have a bigger reaction than somebody who sits firmly in the middle and looks normal in terms of what the average human looks like. If there was more people who was like that, I don't think you're just going to get a load of men saying, ugh, it's nasty. I think you'll find more men opening up and saying, you know what, I actually like that. Because it's the same as anything. It's the same as white people who didn't like women with big bottoms years ago. And all of a sudden, that's the rage for every nationality. Whereas 20 years ago, the average white man might go, ugh, look, her bottom's too big. It's just how life is, man.
And you know what I'd say as well? I'd say to that as well. When I say things, when I go to the gym, or when you're the fittest that you can be, or when you are fit, people look at you and appreciate. They look at you even more because your body's fit. You know what I mean? If your body's like loose, do you know what I mean? Where I can say I go to a muscle gym then, right? I do. I go to King's. It's everything in there. There's so much different.
Which one, Mitcham or Croydon?
Croydon, because it's right next to my workplace. So it's like literally, there's so much machines in there. Obviously, what's it? The one in Mitcham's it's bigger, it's more. But because it's closer to me, that's got enough in there. That's like my dream. I go in there, I'm like, oh my gosh, because they got absolutely, and everybody goes in there to work out. You don't see people sitting there like this on their phone, just relaxing and waiting for the next set. They're not doing that. Everybody's just going in there just to get it. The females in there look absolutely amazing. And what happens is everybody in there is pushing everybody. Even the receptionist, she's like, oh, you there tomorrow? You coming tomorrow? Blah, blah. Oh yeah, I'm training this. Everyone's like, what, you training legs on Monday? You training this today? You know what I mean? If you need spotting, it's like today, look, I had someone coming like, come on, Rachel, imagine if I just thinking, oh, I'll do it by myself. I might not have even done 136 reps. Do you see what I mean? And that's insane. 136 reps down to point. My hands 136 reps. Like my hands afterwards, they're still hurting.
Don't
me
even
now.
begin to know what that is.
I could even pick up my bottle of water. My hands was hurting me so much. But it's the point where it's hard work, and I don't think there's anything wrong with a female looking the best that she can be. I'm surprised because of everyone's always talking about being fit.
And I'm surprised she didn't go to set number 2.
A surprising amount of women go Kings as well. There's a lot of women.
Rachel, what happened to set number 2?
Yeah. What do you mean? I already had that was my last one. That was like my 6th set, so I don't even know what you're talking about.
What? You could have done 7. If you could do 130 something, you could have done one more. You could have done one more set.
Okay.
Rachel, one thing I will agree with Nelson on, though, there is a difference between being fit and the sort of women who might be at the other end of the spectrum, or even where that woman is and beyond. And I agree with that. In fact, I said that right at the start of this live. So I do agree with that when they use the term fit, feminine, and all the rest of it, they don't necessarily mean women who look like the one in that picture. And I agree with that, and I accept that. But to me, just because a guy on the internet has said that, whether it's Kevin Samuels or whoever else, it doesn't mean that represents a whole heap of men. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because there's still going to be a whole heap of men who love that still as well. You feel me? So, it is what it is anyway. But
can I just say, I'm still
had no idea she had abs like that.
I'm still trying to understand what the disagreement actually is. I never had a problem with a woman being fit, okay, or worrying about her fitness. Or what I was talking about was a woman doing bodybuilding, okay. This is what I was talking about.
Right.
So can someone actually tell me what the disagreement was?
Okay, this is a difference. The woman that we had on the picture is not a bodybuilder like that. This is what a bodybuilder looks like, right? That's different. You've got bodybuilding, you've also got fitness models. So if you do know about training in the first place, you'll know that you've got different categories. That's bodybuilding. You've got different categories. As I said, you've got physique. You got, bikini style. It's like this all different where people just look toned. You know what I mean? So now what is it a thing where you have to be like, okay, if my genetics, because some people are actually lean, I carry a lot of water. So for me to show definition, was that I'd have to be on a mad serious diet, which is not sustainable. And that would be something if I was going to go on stage and you lose all of that to, you know what I mean, so that you look lean so you can see what's underneath. Some people aren't like that. They will go into the gym and they've already got, within a few weeks, all of a sudden you'll see them starting to rip up straight away because they're different body type. Was it then you've got those people who are lean very quickly. Those people want to actually build. It's very hard for them to build weight. So they're having to eat loads of food, pump loads of heavy weights for them to be able to build. For me now, I have to be careful about how much I lift, even though I can lift heavy, but it's the point that if I lift heavy, then I'm going to bulk. I have to do in between, but then do high reps so that I can just cut and burn because of the way what my body type's like. So you've got different body types. And as I said, if you're like, there's a young lady who was a dancer, you said that she's not a feminine person. How can someone not be a feminine person because of she's a professional? Like you've got ballet dancers. Wait, you've got ballet dancers. Excuse me, you've got women who do ballet. Look absolutely amazing. As I said, this is what I grew up with. They look absolutely amazing. They have six packs. It's impossible for you not to have that. My
argument was not, I was not making a judgment on the person that she was. I was making a judgment on the fact that the woman, to me, looks like she's doing bodybuilding. Now, if you think she was just into fitness and that had nothing to do with bodybuilding, that is your opinion. Okay, we didn't get to see her entire body. Okay, she was wearing trousers. We got to see her abs, but that's about it, really. Okay.
Yeah, but then as I said, but then we saw her arms. Now, her arms didn't look anything like that.
I didn't get to see her arms.
Well, on the thing, if you want, I'll bring the picture up of the lady because we just had it up, and I'm happily bring up the picture of the lady right now because that lady didn't look anything like that. As I said, I'm going to bring up the
that lady looked like she was on her way to look like those bodybuilders.
If you look at her arms don't even have any definition. It's just her stomach.
Yo, that's all women right there. That's all women. That's all fit.
To me,
that's all fitness right
to me, she was well on her way. She was well on her way to do. She was into bodybuilding. That's my opinion.
Right there. Nah,
don't let us put it hyena get you.
It's all fitness right there.
That's it. So I'm going to ask the guys on the panel, right? So Samuel, you already put your point across. You think that woman looks sexy, right?
Of course. 100%.
Okay. So we got Aaron. Do you think that woman looks sexy?
Yeah, of course. Like the worst thing is her abs are so tight. If she ate a meal, she'd probably just look normal. Like she just probably hasn't eaten for like 2 days or something. Like that's just, you know, she's just looking tight. You get me? She doesn't look muscly. She just looks like she's got really good abs, and she ain't eaten for a while. So yeah.
Right. So you think that she looks great, right? Would you date a woman that looked like that?
Yeah, man. She's there's nothing wrong with her, nothing at all.
Right.
Yeah.
So, Mo, since you used to run for England, you was around people that look like that all the time? Would you date somebody, obviously, if you wasn't married to Andrea, would you date somebody, or if Andrea wanted to look like that, would you be happy?
Yeah.
Who told you I don't look like that?
Come on, man. But no, there's nothing wrong with that. As far as I'm concerned, it just shows dedication. Yeah, she might be hungry. She might have just had a sneezing fit, and so the abs are rock solid. She could have been laughing at a comedy, so the abs are rock solid. You know, there could be, you know, but no, she looks fine. If anything, she looks healthy. You know, if you don't up your game, she'll outlive you.
Exactly.
Exercise cuts mortality 20%. So, you know, when she's old and looking good and moving well, then you can be like, oh, look, maybe I should have done a bit more exercise like my wife was doing. She was right. Damn it.
So Nelson, I just wanted to see the ratio, because obviously you said that majority of men, not not all men, but you said the majority of men. So
yeah, but the second one was a madness, though.
Am I going to be allowed to answer?
Wait there, hold on. The second one, that's bodybuilding. But what we was talking about, that lady that I posted in the group, right? Where people saying, oh, people don't like that. There's, like I said, I posted that. I said, what do you think of this woman? I didn't put up a person who does extreme. There's an extreme. It's just like somebody's extreme being anorexic or skinny, right? There's somebody who's an extreme, who's a bodybuilder. I didn't put that. I just put a normal woman that just works out, that keeps fit, that looks after herself. As I said, that person, she could be an athlete. That could be 100 meters runner, right? 100 meters runner will look like that. She doesn't look like a massive bodybuilder. That could be 100 meters runner. Just saying, that could be somebody who plays hockey. That could be somebody who plays football. Doesn't matter. Yeah,
Serena Williams at one point.
I completely disagree.
So she doesn't.
I go to the gym as well, okay, and I see plenty of fit women there. Yeah, they don't have abs like that. To me, she was on the way to becoming I think what she does is bodybuilding. This is what I think. Now, do we know for certain? Of course not. We would have to have her on the show. We would have to have her on the show to tell us whether she was actually into bodybuilding or not. But to me, she was on her way to becoming a bodybuilder. She's into bodybuilding. That's my opinion. Like you guys have your opinion, I have my opinion. Hold on, just let me finish. Yo, just let me finish, man.
She used to be getting on them bicycles.
Of course, more. Great. Wow. Look, listen. I go to the gym as well. I see plenty of fit women. Okay, they are there, dedicated. They are there every single day. All right, and they don't have abs like that.
You know, that's not the gym that gives you abs like that, right? You know, it's the food and nutrition, right? Or your genetics.
Bro, I don't need you to break all that down for me right now, bro.
But I tell you
the argument's not dead. I was talking about an observation. I wasn't giving you the scientific breakdown of how you get abs. I was giving you an observation of what I see in the gym.
There's too much black there.
You're talking past me, mate. You're talking past me.
If your observation is wrong, then of course people are supposed to challenge that. If the observation is I see people in the gym every day, my missus goes to the gym 6 days a week minimum, and she don't have abs like that. Because it's about the nutrition. It's not about what you do in the gym. It's a combination, but it's largely about nutrition.
Maybe she's not interested. Maybe she's not interested in doing bodybuilding.
Here's the main bit. Well, I know what my wife's into, so beg you don't tell me what my wife's may or may not be into.
Nelson, careful, the six-pack might get you.
But here's the most interesting part of
get who,
right?
Mo?
The six-pack might get you.
Wait. He's talking. Go on, David.
The most interesting thing about all of this was on the thread, Nelson made the comment that for a man to think that way or to agree with women who like that, they're simps, which is incredible, which is saying that every one of us guys who are saying they would date that woman are simps. Is that still your position?
I'm sorry, David, but I think you're misrepresenting my argument.
Oh,
do me one favor. Yo, David, let me talk. Yo,
I'm saying that with you here to give you. Did you let me talk, Nelson? Come on, man.
You asked me a question, David.
Wait.
You asked me a question. You asked me a question. I was trying to answer it.
Wait, one at a time.
Bro, stop all that nonsense.
Nelson, I've had enough.
This is the
I've had enough of your shit.
Bro, allow it. You're talking nonsense right now.
Nelson, I've had enough of your shit.
Right, one at a time.
Everybody can see what you're doing, Nelson. Everybody's telling you what you're doing. So
one at a time.
I don't know what's going on in your brain, but everybody here can see your behavior.
David, okay, just forget about that. Just say what you're going to say, and then what was you going to ask? What was you going to finish, and then?
Who, me or Nelson?
You.
I've done forgot it now.
Because you was talking about you was talking about the simp thing that with people that
right. So, as I said on the thread, what was said was for a man to say whatever we were saying on the thread means that we're all simps, yeah. Whereas, so is that effectively saying that all these guys right now who's on this call who actually say they find that woman attractive, we're all now simps and just trying to please these women? Is this what's being said? Because I just need to understand that part of it. Do we genuinely like women like that, or are we simps?
Am I allowed to answer now? Am I going to be muted?
No, you're not going to be muted because I just tried to stop an argument. So
all right, okay. All right. First of all, stop mischaracterizing my arguments. Yeah, if you want to talk about that, pull up the exact comment that I made.
I did. Right? I brought it up earlier on. I did. I brought that up.
Okay, do me one favor. Now read the comment that he's referring to right about now.
Okay, let me find it for you. Hold on. There was a lot of comments. Let me just. I will get there. Guys, if you carry on talking what you want to say, because I've got to find it. There was 152 comments on that.
See, the idea of somebody misrepresenting you would mean that I'm trying to say it behind your back. I'm saying it giving the open floor for you to actually correct me if I'm saying the wrong thing. So nobody's trying to force it to say.
Do you know what, David?
Hey, look, look at you cutting me off again. You're the one who's always complaining about people cutting
me off. Because you're gonna rumble on forever.
No, he's not. No, he's not. Can you please have respect for yourself,
Nelson? Easy. You see, everybody can see it, Nelson. Everybody.
Right. Think I care about what people think.
The drugs is real, man. I swear to God. Carry on. Say what you feel like saying.
All right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Misrepresenting an argument doesn't mean what you've just described right now. Okay, you telling me to my face and still misrepresenting my argument, bro. It's just you're talking nonsense right now, bro. Misrepresenting an argument means when you take my argument and you twist it to mean something else that I didn't say. You being here on the live right now talking to me straight means nothing.
Okay, can I just quickly say this? Right. So what you said was, I don't simp or pander to women. I state facts.
Okay, what was said before that?
No, that's what it starts off at. It says, I don't simp. That's what I showed up and I showed it up to the whole of community debate just a minute ago when I shared my screen. So everybody saw it on the panel, right? Everyone saw it in the comments as well that you said, I don't simp or pander to women. I state facts. Here's the facts. Muscles are associated with physical strength, and physical strength is associated with masculinity, not femininity. Men are stronger than women. The overwhelming majority of men are not attracted to the muscle women, rightly so. Why would the men be attracted? Remember, I've read this already just about 10 minutes ago, right? That was the conversation. If I go back to any other conversation that was had, hold on. The first bit was, hold on.
You know, I think at times Nelson mixes, fact with his opinion, and he states it like.
I don't think you've read a specific one.
So I think it's when you hear certain things.
I can talk about the conversation, Rachel.
Not everything's going to be fact, and everyone should take that with a pinch of salt. It's his opinion, and his opinion isn't for all men, just like a woman's opinion isn't for all women. But it's to try and tease out the nuggets of fact in there that will help benefit your life. There's nothing wrong with being fit. There's nothing wrong with exercising. There's nothing wrong with muscle. It burns glucose, helps fight diabetes, living younger, moving longer.
We've got it here. You want me to go at first I didn't think anything of your response. Your first and your work it won't be the last men who pander to women in this group. It's a fact that 99% of women don't walk around muscly. Could it be that men don't find muscle women attractive? Could it be that muscle don't correspond with femininity? I'll let you work that one out. It's the fact that majority of men don't find muscly women or muscle. Or was it muscly women or women that appear to look as if they have a man's strength attractive? So when I say women are not supposed to look masculine, I'm not just saying it out of personal preference. The woman in the picture does not look feminine one bit. The fact that you know that and you're still trying to formulate arguments from exceptions to justify your position shows that you pander to women. Let me ask you one question. Who is stronger, man or woman? So if men are stronger than women, irrespective of muscle, do you think there's a good reason why women are not a part of the construction force? Why women don't do extreme physical jobs or dangerous jobs? why women don't box with men in a ring. What could it be that men are naturally stronger? I'll let you work that one out yourself. You're 6'1", bro. I'm not. So that was the comment.
Rachel, before that, let me just tell everyone what actually went on. Before that, all facts. Before that, basically what it is I think two ladies that he knows, they engaged in how do I say this, a wave of insults. They kept coming at me and saying a whole bunch of, basically just loads of insults, right? And he was basically agreeing with it. And then I just gave an answer to all of that, to all of those insults, and I still stuck to the topic. Every single thing that I said is facts. Not one single person can tell me what I'm saying is wrong in it. Pick one out and tell me if I'm wrong in it. Go on.
I'll pick one.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Because I've just been sat here listening because I didn't want to just come here and act like I'm like attacking your sign or whatever you call it. But Nelson, you said just a minute ago when Rachel read it out, you said that 99% of men have said whatever you said. They said that they don't find that women like that attractive. And I'm just wondering, when did you do the proposal and when did you carry out this research, and where's the journal? Where's the journal article for it? So I can read it and I can critically analyze it.
Exposure.
Okay. No, there's no exposure, Mo. Relax. Here's what it is. It's called, when we are talking, we use hyperbolic language to talk about a fact. So what I was mentioning was a fact. The overwhelming majority of men do not marry women, do not get with women that are muscly. Okay, the overwhelming majority. Me talking about 99% is me using hyperbolic language in order to talk about to emphasize the majority. So yeah.
Okay, so hyperbolic, for the people that don't understand, you know, when someone's trying to make an argument, they try and use a word. So I've just Googled the word because I genuinely didn't know what the word means. Hyperbolic means deliberately exaggerated. So
Facts.
Are you exaggerating or are you lying? Because I still don't know. What are you basing this evidence on? Because hyperbolic means you've exaggerated. You've exaggerated. So if you're exaggerating, it's not a lie. So you're exaggerating a fact. So again, you're basing it on a fact. So where is the fact that you're basing it on? That you're hyperbolically exaggerating.
The fact that hold on. The fact that men don't marry muscly women.
Yeah, where did you get the reason?
Hold on.
Where did you? Because you're giving statistics, but you're not. You need to let me answer. You need to let me answer. No, I didn't give a statistic. I just told you that I use hyperbolic language. 99%. That's.
Am I going to be allowed to talk? Am I going to be allowed to talk? I just said
99%.
Yeah. Me saying 99%, I just explained it. I was using hyperbolic language to explain the majority.
Okay, so what's the real statistic then? If you were using hyperbolic language for that statistic, that means by your definition of the word you use, that means you were exaggerating your statistic. So where's the original statistic that you were exaggerating?
Yeah,
Nelson, you're lying.
I'm not lying.
You're lying.
Can I ask you a question?
Can I ask you
one question? Can I ask you one question? Do the majority of people marry women who are muscly?
I don't know what the majority of people have
That's
done.
because you're talking nonsense. That's because you know what I'm saying is true. You all know what I'm saying is true.
Majority of women are not.
I'm lying. I'm lying. Stop it.
All you have is you saying it, and you're saying that you went to the gym. Me too. I want to see you when you went to the gym, because I don't even believe that you went to the gym. Because you're trying, you're saying you went to the gym. You're saying 99% of women. You don't look like you go to the gym. There's a few women here, we don't agree. The majority of the men here, about 99% of them, don't agree with you. You're the one.
Hadouken.
She's talking nonsense.
Right.
She's talking literally nonsense.
But you know what?
Most men don't. Most men. Listen. I'm not impressed by sign language.
Wait.
I'm not impressed by sign language. Most men don't marry muscly women. Most men don't marry muscly women.
Are you saying that all of the sprinters in track and field are single and not married? Because a lot of them will have physiques similar to that of what we
Which one, Mo?
Not the
Which one?
bodybuilder.
Which one?
Not the bodybuilder. But listen,
Which one?
there are many sprinters. 100 meter, 200 meter, 400
I wasn't
meters,
talking
a lot
about
of them
fitness.
are
I was talking about
300
muscle
meter
building.
runners.
I was talking about muscle building. We don't see men go. We don't see men marry muscle builders. We don't. Stop lying.
I could show plenty of video evidence of men who do.
That's not the majority of men. That is not the majority of men.
I think
that is not the majority of men.
Also mixing up is someone that goes to the gym and has big muscles. They don't.
That is not the majority of men, Mo.
They
Stop
don't
it.
The
thing is, do you know how disingenuous? Do you know how disingenuous you lot look right now? Do you know how disingenuous you lot look right now?
Okay. I can't hear what Mo was trying to say. I've really tried to listen to what Mo was trying to say, and you've spoken over him. So
no, Nelson, man. Anyway,
Mo, can I listen to what you're saying, please?
People that go to the gym and work out, they don't. If they're physique models or bodybuilders, they don't always look like that. Yeah, they cut down for competitions where it might be their muscles might be more visible. Generally, they look like you might walk past her and be like, "Oh, she's fit." You might not know until she changes her diet and strips weight that she's packing that sort of muscle. So you would have no idea. They don't
Mo, you're
look like
talking
that
nonsense,
24/7.
Mo. I'm sorry, Mo. You're just talking nonsense, bro.
Listen, if you've been to the gym, you will understand.
If a girl is that ripped, you can see it.
Okay. Nelson. Okay, hold on 1 second, guys.
You can't be going.
If you guys married a woman that's muscle building, that does muscle building, how many of you?
Wait, can I say something?
Bro.
Wait there. I'm the host here, so I'm gonna start muting people. So I just want to quickly say, Nelson.
Yeah.
You're talking to somebody, first of all, who does physiotherapy for a living, deep tissue massage for a living, right? We see. Also, he used to run for the country for England, and you're going to tell him that even though he was an athlete at the top of his game, that he's got no clue about the genetics and how you strip down, how you get smaller. I'm not being funny, even I know that because of the people that trained me. Was it one of the people that trained me won world championship at bodybuilding? It's a man. So I'm just saying that I don't understand, how can you tell somebody who is at the top of his form? So that means that even if he was a professor in it, right? Because he's run for England, that means that.
So what?
Wait, hold on. So that means that you're right, and somebody who's got more knowledge. How could you tell Mo about physiotherapy?
Okay, Mo, let me ask you a question, Mo. Let me ask you one question. Yeah. Mo, in your life experience, right? Out of all the weddings that you've been to, how many men have you seen marrying women that do muscle building?
To be honest, I don't go to the gym. I do my stuff at home, so I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. Everyone heard the question, man.
But look, hold on a minute.
Thank you. Hold on. Let me just final point. None of you men.
Bodybuilding circle.
It depends what circle you're in, surely.
Most men in here, in fact, every single person in here has never been to a wedding where the man was marrying a woman. I would say, I swear to God, I'll bet this. Most people in here have never been to a wedding or have never witnessed their friends or getting married to women who do muscle building.
Most people in here,
but you lost still won a cap.
Listen, I've been to a wedding. I've been to a wedding where the wife had a pack, but it was a
how many people are going to talk at one time?
She just naturally was muscular and slim, and so it looked like she might have been a physique model, but she wasn't.
That girl wasn't big enough.
They still got how many people here have been to? How many people here? Can I just ask? How many people here have been to a gay wedding? None. So does that mean gay people don't get married?
Well, that's just nonsense. What are you talking about? What?
Does that mean gay people don't get married? Because the people here in this very small group
every single person in here. I asked every single person here in all the weddings that you've been to from your friends, how many people have you
And I
witnessed?
just asked the same
Okay,
thing, and they
how
haven't
many
seen any
people have
gay
you witnessed?
marriages. Does that mean gay people don't get married? Does that mean
You know
there's
what?
not
It's
a
What
lot
are
of
you
gay
talking?
marriages?
Amanda
You just
said
that's
it's the ones
that's not
that
that's
Or
not
does
what
that
we're
mean
talking
that
about.
we're just not in that group?
know
We're not in
everything.
that group.
Oh, you're not in the muscle building group, but yet you're
Well, no,
turning around and saying that
The
people marry
the
muscle
problem with
girls
the
that do muscle building.
yeah,
so the
because
problem
people
with this
that do
So you're not in the muscle
bodybuilding,
building group. You're not in the
people,
muscle building group, but
people
yet
that,
you're
yeah,
saying
I'm
that
not in the
people
gay
get married
group.
to people.
I'm not in the gay
Allow
group.
it, man. That's
So why
just
would
a
I be at?
lie.
Why
Come
would I
on,
be at
listen,
gay
Cap,
group?
Nelson.
that's
Nelson,
capping. You
until
know
you
it.
know more about
But
Okay,
you're
okay,
very
okay, okay.
training,
All
you
right,
can't really
all
speak
right,
on it.
cut.
It's opinion.
Hello.
You're voicing your opinion,
Contradiction.
and
No,
it's good to
I'm not
voice your
voicing my
opinion.
opinion. What I'm stating
But
is
you
fact.
should
Right,
also
okay,
know
here
that
we
the
go, because I
opinion
want
isn't
to
He is
based on
hear.
voicing
fact.
his
I'm going to
opinion.
start muting
It's
people
just
again.
an opinion.
Right, I need to hear what Sean
Alright.
wanted to say something. Go on. What did you want to say?
No, Joe's in the house.
Yeah. Go on.
Hello,
What did you?
everyone.
All right.
What you saying, bro?
Yeah. So good. So I need to just clarify something first. I gotta get some of the conversation. But when we talk about muscly women, what are we talking about? Have we got like something like a reference?
No, we're talking about the woman that was in the group the other day, right? Who was, wait there. Remember when we posted up a picture of this lady here? Let me just show you. This lady here. And we're talking, and so she's not a bodybuilder, obviously, because she hasn't, her arms aren't even on it. She's got good core, right?
Just like an athlete, more like an athlete.
Yeah, she's got athletic build. Do you know what I mean? It's like, even I'm talking about when I used to dance years ago, there's a girl called Ali. Yeah, we used to hate Ali. Ali had the most amazing abs on this planet. We all wanted Ali's abs. Do you know what I mean? But she wasn't massive. It's just that some people's bodies, they're genetically different. Plus, if you were to lose, if you're going to eat, because 80% of your diet, 80% of diet is contributed to fitness, right, of how you look, right? So same thing, if you're, because I've been around bodybuilders, and the gym that I go to is that, and I've always spent my life training with bodybuilders. It's only now the last few years that I haven't trained with bodybuilders, of how they train you and what they eat, right? When they're going on competitions, I see what they're doing when they're depleting and what they have to eat. So when they look normal, you can't see all the rips like that. When it comes down to competition time, every minute you happen to look, your trainer goes in, you have to have a look to see what you need to build on, because you need to see where you rip. 1 minute you'll either eat a certain amount of food to build up, to build something in, then train, and then you're going to have to then trim it back down again. All different kinds of things, down to eating things like flipping nuts, right? They have to do different kinds of food just to get that specific look. It's not sustainable. They do that, and then after the competition, you hear them, it's like, I can't wait. When I finish eating, when I finish the competition, I'm going to go and have a massive burger. I'm going to go eat all this kind of food, blah, 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 blah. So it's just that. Ali,
So Rachel,
go on.
No,
can
cutting
I
back
say
is hard.
something? So firstly, I know people personally who are either powerlifters or bodybuild who are married, females, So I might not have gone to their weddings, but I know them. So that's the first part of the argument. The second thing is this: if somebody's going to say ask the question, how many women actually bodybuild, and then say only 1% of women can get their bodies like that, then it stands to reason that very few men will marry. You can't have 100% of men marrying 1% of women who look that way. The maths don't add up. So if somebody's going to ask,
I never said that.
Do men? Let me finish, please, Nelson, because I know you have problems comprehending things. If there's 1% of women can possibly look a certain way by your stats, then it's impossible for the majority of men to marry women who look like that, because a minority of women look like that. It's just basic mathematics. So it already, your question doesn't even make sense.
Just misrepresenting my argument again. Yeah, John, go ahead, John.
Of course.
Are we gonna let John speak?
Right. I'm just gonna quickly say something, right, guys? If you want me to
misrepresenting my argument.
Right. If you want me to pull up pictures of Shelley Ann Fraser, because there's plenty of pictures of Shelley Ann Fraser, right? Shelley Ann Fraser, right? Shelley Ann Fraser is absolutely astounding. Amazing
Jamaican
athlete, right? Amazing athlete. Her body is fire. She's married, right? Even the lady who beat her, another Jamaican, married. If you want me to start talking about Merlene Ottey, I'll go through every single Jamaican athlete, because I'm Jamaican, I'm proud. Every single Jamaican athlete, if you want that, they're ripped up. Most of them are married. So how is that even possible?
Is John gonna say his point?
Pardon?
Is John gonna give his point? That was like 5 minutes ago.
Doesn't matter. I'm the host, so I'm the host. So I'm just saying.
Talking about bodybuilding.
I'm making a point, and I'm the host. So, John, what did you want to say?
Yeah, just to confirm. Yeah, there seems to be like I don't know, confusion about what we mean when we talk about mass bodybuilding women, because Shirley Ann Fraser does not represent a woman that bodybuilds. She represents a woman that's an athlete.
Yeah.
Women that bodybuild have a very specific body type. Obviously,
in the picture.
Obviously, we're talking about high, very lean and high muscle density. Yeah. So, if we're talking about women that work out or women that have abs, I wouldn't say women like that are particularly undesirable to men. I mean, that for me, that is slightly too lean. That's just my opinion. It's slightly too lean for me. But if we're talking about women that bodybuild, like if we can bring up pictures of women that bodybuild.
No, but that's the thing. So
I would. This is someone that bodybuilds.
Right. And we brought up this picture.
About the woman in the picture. What do you think about the woman in the picture?
Right. Yeah. That's what the whole conversation was about, Sean. The whole conversation was about the woman. Was about the woman in the picture. Okay. It wasn't about.
Okay. Because the conversation went on to bodybuilding. That's why I was.
No. So tell you how it went on to bodybuilding. Nelson said that this lady is on the verge of bodybuilding. Say, for instance, you've got Shirley Ann Fraser. Shirley Ann Fraser, most of the athletes have got stomachs like this. The arms, Shirley Ann Fraser's arms are more muscly than this. If I bring up a picture of Shirley Ann Fraser, the arms are even more toned. I'm trying to say this is a model. The only thing that makes her look muscly is because she's got abs. The arms have got
I get it. So this is my answer.
No, John. Don't let people misrepresent my argument. I can explain for myself what my argument is.
Yeah, but I'm looking to say my position then, and then let me just say my position. So I don't believe those two women are bodybuilders. Personally, okay. So I wouldn't put them in the bodybuilding category. Personally speaking, I think this is just my personal opinion. I think that's a bit too lean. It's a bit too lean for me. I like a slightly more percentage body fat wise. That's just me. If you're going to talk about the question, what I heard was, do men find women that bodybuild attractive?
That's right.
And I would say most men would not find women that bodybuild attractive.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's go back to the topic, what it was. The topic was about people being fit. Hold on, you can yawn as much as you want, because the whole conversation was about that post. That was the post, what we're talking about. So that woman is not a bodybuilder, right? No. That's an extreme, and that's what we was talking about. Unfortunately, Sean, you missed the boat on this one.
Okay,
right? Because we was talking about, was it people who look like that lady? And then that's the reason why I brought up a picture of an extreme person who does bodybuilding. Right. That lady looks either like a fitness model, or she's an athlete, or she could be a dancer, or so on, right? That is what that lady does. She's not a bodybuilder, because I know what bodybuilders look like, right? And she doesn't look like that. I was in the gym today, and there was how many female bodybuilders in there, and that girl is nowhere near as fit as those girls there.
Gene, let me ask you something, Gene. Yeah? While you're saying that woman is...
First of all, David.
Sorry, John. While you feel like that's woman's type, which is fair enough, yeah, would you say firstly she looks unfeminine, and secondly, would you say she looks unattractive?
No, I wouldn't say she's unattractive.
It's just not your type.
For me, yeah, just not my type. I don't think she's an ugly woman. She's not grotesque looking, or, you know, she's still an attractive woman. But we all have types, and that's a little bit too lean for me. That's all. I like a bit more.
Yeah.
You know,
Is she unfeminine? Is she unfeminine?
What?
Is she unfeminine? He asked you two questions. Is she?
I wouldn't say she's unfeminine.
And the second question is,
No,
she not feminine?
I have to probably disagree with Nelson on that point. I wouldn't say
no. I never said she was unfeminine. I never said that. People are making up stuff that I never said. I never said any of that. What my argument was about women who body build. My argument was about women who do bodybuilding. To me, she looked like she was already heading towards, you know, that bodybuilding lifestyle. That's what it looked like to me. Okay. And I said, and then I made an argument about women who bodybuild, how men don't find that attractive because it's not associated with femininity, and it's more associated with masculinity. That was my argument. Please,
Nelson,
people, don't make my argument
that the
for me.
woman was not feminine. She doesn't look feminine.
No. Please read my comment. You're misrepresenting my argument, man.
Wait, there anybody? I'm not representing. I'm only reading what
you're misrepresenting my argument.
How can I misrepresent when I'm
read it?
When I'm reading out your comments, you call people. So because of she's not feminine, right? Or anybody who panders, I don't simp or pander to women. State of fact. Here's the facts. Muscles are associated with physical strength, right? I'm gonna find a part where you said she's not feminine.
No, read the entire thing.
Want me to read it again? I've read this the third time. I don't want to read
it. John is here. He hasn't heard it.
Okay, I forgot. Right. So here we go, John. I'm going to read it for the third time. Muscles are, because I'm going to read the other comments. Muscles are associated with physical strength, and physical strength is associated with masculinity, not femininity. Men are stronger than women. I said the majority of men are not attracted to muscly women, and rightly so. Why would any man be attracted to a body that resembles masculinity? There's a difference between fitness and muscle building. The overwhelming majority of women do not build muscle to attract men. Right? Let me go on by the other comments. I'm just going to find the rest of the comments, because as I said, there's so many. It's like I've got to go through this again.
150
so long. Why? I said, here we go again. Another one. Hold on, is that another one? Nope. That's not. Goodness, guys, you're gonna have to bear with me, because as I said, I'm having to scroll through all of this, which is long. I'll be honest with you, it's long, because we know what was said, and everybody on the comments saw, because I brought it up earlier and I shared the screen. You know what I mean? Or say you've got
can I just say something? While you doing
wait, it doesn't matter how masculine and women try to look. Like, the fact is that women are naturally weaker than men. I don't even know how the post what I actually asked about was, what do you think about this woman? Not was it, is she stronger than men or women or whatever? Was it, is she on a construction site? I don't even know where that came in. Like, what is a construction
no, that's how the argument developed into. Usually starts off with one thing, you address that, and then because people are commenting, and guess what? Then it turns into other thing because they want you to clarify what you meant by other things and so on. So that's what the argument evolved into.
Oh, was it? Okay, but how many women naturally look like that? We've already heard those bits. How many women are part of the construction workforce? You know what I mean? It's like a whole lot. Like I said, do I have to really start scrolling through this again? Because this has already gone in the comments. Everyone can go back and listen to that.
No, you don't have to. You don't have to.
Right. I can put that down now. Right. So, was it to the other people on the panel, right? Auntie Maureen, would you like to say something? What do you think?
All I want to say is I've listened to everybody talking. And Nelson, you have an opinion. You're entitled to your opinions. And the other guys there, they're entitled to their opinions.
Amen.
What you think is what you think, and not impose your thoughts on other people. because this is what you're doing.
That's not what I'm doing.
Excuse me, this is what you have been doing. You have
That's not what I'm
sat
doing.
here, you have sat here and talked about facts and majority. You can't talk about facts and majority because you are a small percentage. You can speak for yourself, but you cannot speak for the other guys on the panel. We can all
That
agree.
doesn't actually make sense.
Well, that's your opinion. That is
Yeah,
your
but
opinion again.
it's not making sense. Sorry.
It doesn't make sense to you, but it may make sense to your colleague. You are entitled to your opinion.
I know that.
Okay. So it's about agreeing, respecting others' views,
I
and
agree with that.
agreeing to disagree.
I agree with that.
Okay.
Amen.
That's what
Well
it's
said.
about.
Well said. Amen. Well said.
Okay.
Well said.
Thank you very much, Auntie Maureen. As you know, Auntie Maureen is back. I've got my two aunties on the show this week, you know. So we'll say I'm going to go back to somebody else now. So since everybody's been listening to the whole of this, does anybody else, Samuel, do you have anything else to talk about
on this topic?
Go on, Samuel. Go finish it off.
Nah, Nelson, you know I love you, but my dude, you gotta stop trying to talk for all men. That's or the majority, which you consider the majority of men. You gotta stop doing that. You gotta speak for yourself.
That's correct. Because you can't speak for the majority. The whole of England, America, Nigeria, wherever, you can speak for you.
I can speak for the majority, yes.
No, you can't. You're one person.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Well, you know what? You're entitled to that opinion.
Thank you.
But you're the only person in here. You're the only person in here that will say you can agree or speak for the majority. Your colleagues here are not going to tell you that because I've listened to these guys that are here, and nobody agrees with you, and you're speaking for the majority.
No, nobody disagrees with me either. They haven't been able to not. They haven't been able to prove me wrong yet. No, none of them disagree with me either.
They haven't proved you wrong, but they've not
on anything I've said. On anything I've said, they haven't been able to prove me wrong yet.
Excuse me. Right now,
it's so hate. Right now, it's so hate.
Nobody has agreed with you.
They haven't proven me wrong yet. They haven't proven me wrong yet. They haven't proven me wrong yet.
No, but they've had different opinions from you, so they're not agreeing with your opinion.
Everyone has their opinion, but you have to prove me wrong. That's how the real world works.
They don't have to prove you wrong. They had differences.
I'll prove myself right. Most men don't marry women that muscle build, that do muscle building. Most men don't do that.
That's not what I've heard here today.
Men marry fit women, but they do not marry women that do muscle building. That's a fact.
How do you? That's a fact. Where did you get that from? Where did you get that from?
Because that's a fact.
Hyperbolic.
Because that's a fact.
And what did,
hold on.
If there are any studies on it, you will see it.
Hold on.
But you ain't got them.
Excuse me. Well, if there are studies being done,
look up the studies.
You do not have the data. You do not have the data with regards to these studies.
The data agrees with me.
The data agrees with you.
Yeah. If there is data on this, they agree with me.
They agree with you.
But that the majority of men do not marry women that do muscle building. This is a fact.
We just need to laugh at him. He's so uneducated.
You weren't able to answer Malika, were you?
She said uneducated.
You are uneducated.
Here we go. Sign language. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed, ladies. I'm not impressed.
You don't have the range to actually have a debate. You're just arguing with yourself. Unless this is going to be an intervention, like a mental health intervention for Nelson.
Mental health.
I just feel like come on, be respectful now, guys. Come on.
Wow, mental health. All of that.
He knows that I think he has like slight autism or
no. Come on, wait.
I told him that I think
there you go.
Guys, I can diagnose. I'm an NHS.
Guys, Listen.
No, no need, no
Wait,
need
can
no
I
sign
just be
language.
respectful, please?
No sign
Rachel.
There you go. You've got it there. Look.
Nelson.
No sign language.
Rachel.
Well, I agree with
Rachel.
Nelson on a certain
Yes,
level. Yeah,
auntie.
men don't like muscly women, yeah. But the woman in the picture wasn't muscly. She
No,
wasn't.
No, I
she
never.
wasn't.
Bro.
No, she wasn't.
Here's what I said, Aaron. Here's what I said. I said she looks like she's starting to do muscle building, and then my argument was that men are not attracted to women that do muscle building. I want to tell me one thing, Aaron. When was the last time you saw someone getting married to someone that does muscle building?
Wait,
Hello,
muscle
mate.
building,
Somebody
but
else
muscle
is
building's a
talking
different
this.
thing, innit? Muscle building,
Muscle building.
we're not even using
There
that.
you go, bro.
We don't have
That
a
was my
muscle building
argument,
example
Aaron. You have
here.
to you have to argue my you have to
This is what I will say.
prove
I've got
my
lots of people
argument.
marry women that look like the woman in that picture with the abs. I don't know about muscle building.
I'm sure
Yeah,
some people marry women that do muscle building, bro. I am sure of that. But that is not the majority of men. The majority of men do not find women who do muscle building attractive. The woman in the picture, the woman in the picture, to me, looked like she was on her way to start doing muscle building.
That was
That's
your
where the
You have to hear my
opinion is,
argument,
innit?
bro.
That is
Yeah,
your
that's my
opinion.
opinion. Of course, that's my opinion.
Nelson, whether she was or was not, listen, hold on, Nelson, whether she was or was not,
Yes, my bro.
you just don't like strong women, period. End of
Strong
story.
women.
That's not what you want.
But
Stop,
Samuel,
wait, hold on. Hold on.
but
No,
women are not
no,
stronger
you're
than
not-
men, Samuel.
Stop.
But women are not stronger than men.
My dude, let me finish.
Strong
Let
women.
me finish. For
Women are not
months
strong, bro.
now, for months now, you don't like strong women. That's
Of
just
course
what
not.
you want.
Why would you like strong
Listen.
women, bro?
What?
Who likes strong women? Women are not supposed to be strong.
No, come on, my dude.
Depends where the
Yo,
strength
come on,
is.
my way. Hold on, my dude. My dude.
I don't like strong women, bro.
Until you've met
I don't believe women are stronger, bro. I believe women are strong, bro.
Well, that's your. Listen, now,
Women are not strong, bro. Women are not strong, bro.
Hold on.
Stop that nonsense, man.
Hold on. Now that's
meeting a
your.
woman that's stronger than you is only a matter
That
of
is
time.
your
If you go
problem.
None of that.
It's not my
so many
problem.
people are talking at one time.
a woman that's stronger than you.
Right, go on, Mo. You were saying something because it was everyone's talking at one time.
Coming across a strong woman, a woman that's stronger than you, is all about where you are. If you,
I can't hear you, Mo. I can't hear you.
Mo, you're there's something wrong with your mic, Mo. We can't hear you properly.
Sorry, I'm gonna meet.
can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Go on.
I can hear you now. Yeah.
When you go to the gym, you didn't say women aren't strong. You just have maybe you haven't met a woman that trains. A woman that trains, just like a man that trains, you're going to develop strength. And you know, if you have the genetic capabilities, you know, compared to a man that doesn't have the genetic capabilities, a woman will build strength faster than that man that doesn't have the genetic capabilities. Yes, diet and everything does play a part in it, but to become a bodybuilder, a lot of it is genetics. If your parents weren't strong, your grandparents didn't have muscle mass, it's going to be very hard, nigh on impossible for you to get that muscle size and definition. It's predetermined. You have a certain number of muscle fibers, you can make them bigger, or you don't move and they become smaller. So, you know, it's only a matter of time before you see a woman or meet a woman that's stronger than you if she trains. If she don't train, then no, you're not going to meet someone that's stronger than you.
So Mo, women are stronger than men, yeah?
If they train, they can be. Hey, I bet there are power lifters that can lift more than me.
Put up that
Okay,
muscle.
Mo, can I ask you a question? If a woman and a man, yeah, are both training, okay, and it's both equal, and they train for a certain period of time, do you think that a woman will be stronger than that man?
No. No.
Thank you, Mo, for being honest.
He is being honest.
I just want to quote something. I just want to quote something, right? Because earlier on, and I tried to find it
on both sides, then the man is going to build more muscle because he's got a better hormone balance to build muscle than the woman. But if we're going for a woman that has the genetic makeup and a man that doesn't have the genetic makeup, then the woman will build more.
That's right.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something? Can I say
So
something?
men are stronger than women are stronger than men, yeah?
Right, guys.
Did you not hear what he said? That's literally not what he said. That you just changed his words. The same thing that you always.
He's trying to twist it to his
Right.
narrative.
Yeah, the same thing that he's always saying. That
all I'm gonna say is save women's sports. Yeah. Save women's
What's that
sports.
got to do with what we're
Okay, wait there. Okay,
Mm.
guys, right. I'm gonna quickly say something. I'm just actually good because of earlier on. Nelson, I'm gonna pull you up on this one, right? You
Yeah, go
said
ahead.
that was it. You speak for the majority, basically. And
Yes, I do.
basically
Yes,
that's
I do.
facts, right?
Yes.
I remember
facts.
on a post you said, "I'm going by facts." Sorry, Rachel. The world is bigger than Rachel. No amount of experience from Rachel could ever speak for the majority. So
Yeah, that's
that
true.
means
Yeah.
that means that
That,
my
so you can't
majority
speak for
and
the
your
majority.
but no, but I'm
Why
just
do
let me
we
get this,
take
let me
him
finish.
seriously?
Can I finish, please, guys? That means that my majority and your majority, because I'm obviously my experience is lesser than so that means that your majority is completely different. Can you define your majority and my majority, please?
Let's all listen.
It depends what we're talking about, Rachel. I go by statistics, Rachel. I think the post that you're talking about, you're talking about your personal experience. You're talking about your personal experience, and you said that you didn't believe in statistics because your personal experience was more valid than the statistics that were out there. And what I said was, I'm sorry, Rachel, but I go by the stats. I go what the studies say and the statistics say. And you were telling me that you didn't believe in statistics, you didn't believe in the stats. Your personal experience was more important than the statistics and the stats.
Right. So I didn't say my personal experience is more important. I said that because I've had a personal experience, obviously I'll know. And just like you just had with Mo, you said that you actually, your majority is better than somebody who is actually scientifically knows because he works with the body. So your majority compared to what Mo thinks, where his experience and his knowledge and his understanding and his expertise at college, university, training, actually as a higher end of an athlete, that means that your majority knows better than Mo, who is actually trained in that. So that's what I'm trying to work out.
No, that's wrong. That's wrong. That's wrong. Basically, what we are talking about is who's stronger, men or women. Mo knows that men are stronger than women. Science knows this. This is a scientific fact. Men and women are different. We are psychologically and physically different. This is a fact.
Yes, but he also explains why a woman could be stronger than a man.
A woman is not stronger than a man.
Oh my God.
Mo just told you. Mo just told you.
I got something to say.
Hold on. Genetics.
Push more.
It's like tunnel vision.
A woman that does muscle building can be stronger than a 70-year-old man.
What?
Sorry?
But the truth, listen. Yeah, a woman that does muscle building and she's on her 30s can be stronger than an old man. The truth is this: the fact that you guys are arguing, that men are stronger than women, that's actually sad.
Nelson, come to Jamaica and let one of the women over here deal with you. That's all I'm saying.
Nelson,
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, Nelson.
Auntie Marie,
come
there are
to
women.
Jamaica. Let one of the women over here deal with you.
Auntie Marie, there are women right now getting battered. Yeah, in sports, the trans women fighting women, they're getting battered, and these men, these trans men, these trans women are taking over the sports. I don't think domestic violence. I don't think violence against women is a.
There's no point of talking about Jamaica. There's no point of talking about Jamaica because Jamaica, at the end of the day, has been tarnished by the Western world, and we're basically a disgrace anyway.
Facts.
Guys.
What I'm saying is those trans guys in MMA, they haven't come against Amanda Nunes yet.
Guys, let's not.
The problem. I have. The problem I have with the whole argument about the problem I have with the whole.
Let me just finish my point. Finish my point. Yeah. Let's not like turn the conversation to like a parody. We all know that statistically speaking, men, their body frames, their bone structure, the ability to develop muscle, the testosterone levels mean that case by case, person by person, men are stronger than women. I mean, I don't know why we've been arguing that fact. Obviously, there can be always an exception to the rule, but the exception does not make the rule. It proves the rule. It proves against it when you have exceptions. So this, I don't understand why these arguments that continue. We know that men are stronger than women. This is biological facts. I just find it weird that we get into these arguments. People pull out these exceptions. We know that men are physically stronger than women. That's why you have categories in sports. There's a reason why. So why are we even? Why is this? Why is this argument?
Well, this is what I don't. This is what I don't get. This conversation went about. So I'm going to go to David afterwards. This conversation went about that woman in the picture, right? And it turned from that woman in the picture to now women being stronger than men. I don't think women are stronger than men. Men are stronger than women physically, right? Well, so obviously a man should not be squaring up to a woman. I don't believe in transgender squaring up to a woman. That's my opinion, because I still believe that it's not a fair fight. I think that if it should be transgenders and transgenders should fight against each other, which makes it a little bit more fair. I might be shot down for saying something like that, you know what I mean? But I believe in everyone to be able to be equal, and I believe that transgenders should be able to have their sport as well, where it's fair for them. You see what I mean? Where when they're winning, because I don't know, how do I know that if somebody's fighting as a transgender, how do I know inside where they're sitting there thinking, well, maybe I might not want to do that. Maybe I want to fight another person who is transgender, who has done the same thing. I don't know. I'm not a transgender person. I can't speak for anyone that's transgender. But at the end of the day, I respect that's what they want to do. There's nothing wrong with transgender people. But I still think that I wouldn't want to get in with somebody who's transgender just because of, you know, I mean, I wouldn't feel that I had a fair fight, even though I respect transgenders 150%. I just don't feel that I would be able to have a fair fight, and I wouldn't feel confident because I feel that I wouldn't be able to win. If I'm bad for saying that,
no way is it a fair fight.
You know, it's not even, even if they won, I just feel that I wouldn't have that much of a chance of it being.
When we're saying whether a woman is stronger than a man, I'm going with Mo on this, really, because it has to be taken in context. Generally, one would say that a man is stronger than a woman. But if you put any of the women I generally see around the place against an Englishman, white-skinned Englishman, I know they can deal with them. All right.
Yes.
So in context,
can I make a point on that? Can I make a point on that?
Can I just finish this, please? In context, a Jamaican woman against a Jamaican man, the Jamaican man is likely to come on top in terms of strength. But if you put one nationality against another nationality, for instance, a nationality where the men are smaller and leaner,
a little Chinaman,
then you might find a difference to that.
Well,
so when we're saying men are stronger than women, we're talking about within the confines of their own race, their own area.
I'm not being funny, Auntie. I'm not being funny. Our culture. Any Jamaicans on this panel, our culture is. Was it because there's a post with Shelly Belly doing a whole heap of madness? Basically, it's immoral, they're hypersexual, violent culture that Jamaicans and the entire Western world indulge in themselves. So we're hypersexualized anyway, and we're a violent culture that are Jamaican.
What's this? Pulling up my
I'm talking about violence. I'm talking about strength.
Well, we're violent people. We're violent people, so you can't put us up against other people, and we're very hypersexual.
I'm not talking about fighting. I'm talking about strength. Lifting something, moving something, pushing something. Strength. This is what I'm talking about.
But we're violent people.
The women here do.
Them violence.
That has nothing to do with anything.
I see them in Jamaica. You see more of a mix. You will see women on building sites. You will see women working as mechanics. You will see women doing a whole heap of things that a woman in Britain doesn't generally do.
That's correct.
These women are strong.
What's your point?
Same thing over here.
So
her point is that women are stronger than men in Jamaica. A Jamaican woman is stronger than a white man.
Does that argument mean that women are stronger than men?
when I was growing up.
If that was true, would it mean that?
Okay. If that's the case, is it true, Nelson, that Jamaicans are hypersexualized and we're violent and we're westernized?
I don't know where you're going to.
No,
why you keep
no,
mentioning
that's not true. What is true? What is true? No, what is true is that what is true is that the Western culture, including the Jamaican culture, is hypersexualized and violent.
I just wanted you to say it. Thank you very much.
Very prejudiced.
Yes, the culture is hypersexualized and violent.
So can I?
You can hear it in the music. You can hear it in the music. You can hear it.
So Rachel, can I finish my comment now? So,
Go and say what you say, David. Because
whether it was on the thread or in this conversation, I actually can't really understand why we're even talking about whether men are stronger than women or anything like that. The conversation is about what that girl looked like.
Yes, it's gone from one extreme to the next.
And was it attractive? Now, if a woman goes to the gym and tries to get strong, I as a man don't see that as a challenge to my masculinity. I don't see it as her trying to compare her strength to my strength. So for me as a man, what a woman does in that respect is irrelevant to me in terms of comparison. It's just totally irrelevant. Whether one side of us is agreeing that men are stronger than women or the other way, I don't understand why a woman going gym, building her body to have muscle showing has to be taken as, well, are women stronger than men? It's irrelevant. To me, it's totally irrelevant to the conversation. The conversation to me is the woman, or a woman who looks like the one in the picture, not a woman who's on her way to be a bodybuilder, a woman who looks like the one in the picture, do men find her attractive? That's the question. And as we've seen, the vast majority of men here have said that they do. And not only that, the vast majority of men here have said they don't even look at her and see a bodybuilder. And I think, any argument outside of that, I don't get it. I don't see why we're talking about whether a man is stronger than a woman. It's not relevant to the subject. And it becomes a red herring because it then dominates the conversation and we move away from what the subject matter is.
Yeah. Definitely.
I'm in absolute agreement. I'm in absolute agreement with you, 100%. My argument was never to do with that woman in the post that said she was on her way to become a bodybuilder, and bodybuilders are not attractive to men. So I'm not in disagreement with anything that you actually said.
Okay, cool.
But who came up with the thing about her being on her way to being a bodybuilder? Where did that
I came up with that.
So again, where did you?
So basically, it's
that was my opinion.
You started this. You basically said what about her being on the way to being a bodybuilder, but then you're saying that you didn't say that, but you did say that.
I just told you I said that.
So why are we talking about her being on her way to being a bodybuilder when it was just
no.
We've all agreed that she's not a bodybuilder. Or
according to my no, you can't agree on something that you don't know. Well, I basically said she looks like she's on her way to becoming a bodybuilder, and therefore women that do bodybuilding are not attractive to men. That's what I said.
Women who do bodybuilding.
No. When I said she was on her way to becoming a bodybuilder, that was my opinion. I don't know that for a fact.
Okay,
but she looked like, to me, she looked like she was on her way to becoming those type of women that do bodybuilding. That's what she looked like to me. But that was my opinion. That was not a fact.
Rachel,
Rachel, yes, definitely not a fact.
Rachel,
definitely not a fact. Even though you've said, that it's a fact. But we all know it's not a fact.
Maybe we should go to another topic. Maybe.
Rachel,
yeah,
go on.
Can
we move on, because this is going round in circles?
Yes, please. Let's move on.
And what people are saying, they're contradicting now what they have said, and it's just going round and round, and it doesn't make no sense.
Exactly.
Okay, right. So the next thing I'm going to talk about, I want to speak about is this.
Me drink now, man.
Right. Because there's another thing what blew up this week on the post, like loads of people are talking about it, is the way how a woman dresses. Is that basically, I think it was can't remember her name, was it Shaz something Ali, I think was it Orlando posted it, is a way, if a woman dresses sexy, is it dangerous for a man for your woman to dress sexy?
What?
Is it dangerous for a man for his woman to dress sexy?
Yeah, like it's
Potentially.
putting their lives at risk. That's what she was saying.
Potentially.
Yeah, it is.
Potentially, yeah.
Because if something happens and someone says something to your woman, a man is going to flip. And there's not going to be no, okay, look, mate, don't say that to my woman. Look, it's really hurt my feelings. Like, please don't say that again. You're going to react. And that reaction, especially in this day and age, could be life-threatening.
Okay, second question. Whose accountability is it? So if a man goes out there and is abusing your woman or talking to a woman in a disrespectful way, right, because she dresses nice, like say for instance, she dresses nice, she feels sexy, does that mean that the accountability is on the woman because she's felt that she looks confident, looks nice, she's got a nice figure, she wants to look nice going out with her man? Does that mean that the woman should be full responsible, because this is why the post was going on, and that the men are not responsible for holding accountability for, say for instance, their actions for, say for instance, if they say something sexual or they go to touch her inappropriately to make a guy say something out of order to her, like your partner?
No, Rachel,
I think the main onus is on the men, because at the end of the day, a woman should be able to wear what she wants without fear of being spoken to, touched, or treated differently to anyone else.
Amen.
But I also feel though there is a little bit of an onus on the women, knowing that some men have wayward behavior, and you're gonna know if when you go out if you're looking a specific way. And so if you're going somewhere and you're looking a specific way that might draw attention to you, that then I'm not, in this, because women are a little bit weaker, there might be a little element of, look, let me dress safely.
Okay,
But
guys,
should be
hold
that
on,
way.
let me try to come in.
That way, but I do think that sometimes women should think, okay, let me dress safely, because it is going to draw attention, and there are unsavory characters. And I apologize that they're men, but unfortunately, there are some men out there that will behave unfavorably.
But can I just say this speaks to like a bigger issue about just society and women dressing and stuff. And I'm sure we could all testify to either seeing it ourselves or even doing it. So you may have a young daughter that's, getting to the age where she wants to go out. We've all seen this scenario where she walks down the stairs. Mum or dad, mum usually tells her, says, you're not going out dressed like that. Now, why is mum doing that? Is she placing blame on the daughter? Is it a chastisement of the daughter? No, it's a protective. She did it to protect the daughter. So what that shows is that we know that men are generally stimulated by what they see. And that includes men who are sexual predators. So if you've got men who are stimulated by what they see, and a lot of men some men are sexual predators, then a woman going out wearing clothing that may reveal her, maybe revealing, will entice a man who, if there's a man that's out there that's potentially sexually deviant, that would entice him, because men, as I said, are attracted to what they see. Now, the accountability lies on the man, on men, of course. But if we're talking about safeguarding and keeping girls and women safe, the accountability lies on the fact that to take care of yourself or to try to prepare, safeguard your loved ones, you are going to ask them to consider how they present themselves in public. The same way as if you walk down certain areas in the world and you're being told that there's people out there that are thieves, and you're walking around with a big gold chain and a gold watch. Yeah, you have the right to do that, but potentially you may find yourself getting robbed. So me not wearing that gold chain, me not wearing a gold chain or watch is me taking some accountability for my well-being, because I don't want to put myself in harm's way.
For me, it was like when we went away once, they were like, oh, look, if you're going to go to the shops, don't have your camera around your neck. He was like, where you are, he goes, people haven't seen cameras like that. They will try and rob you. So that doesn't mean that I'm going to go and swing my camera around and be like, hey, look at my camera, because obviously you potentially could be inviting untoward attention, and that's my only thing. I know most of the onus is on the men. Unfortunately, you know, like
I think we went off the question a little bit. I don't think that's what Rachel exactly was talking about. I don't think she was talking about. I don't think she was talking about just about the safety of women when they are going out by themselves. I think she was.
I'm talking about when she's with them. When a woman's with a man. So if you're going out with your girlfriend, right, and you know, you guys, when you go out with your woman, you want her to look nice, right? So you know, sexy could be classed as you could have a long dress down to your ankles, but because it's a fitted dress, that could be classed as sexy. And I think we've had this conversation before. Unfortunately, women, you know, Black women do have a lot of curves, or melanated women, they just have a lot of curves. So if you do wear a fitted dress, you'll be able to see your shape. So does that mean that that's too sexy? Do you supposed to wear like a big, massive kind of baggy dress to go outside? What is it? You've got people on, was it the comments saying, is it, was it the people on the comments saying, blah, blah, blah. Women in burqas, was it dressed heath, head to toe, it's supposed to be get attacked and raped, right? Then you've got sexual deviants can be attracted to TP, was it, or corpse, or whatever, I don't know what that stands for. And then Rachel's also come back saying most sexual assaults are as a result of power, not even sexual attraction. You've got Hannah saying, let's get muscly, then we won't be appealing to men by Nelson standards, right? Then we've got, because I haven't read out a lot of comments today, so I'm going through I'm going to start reading out comments. Sexual assaults are carried out by people known to the victim, not strangers on the road, get sexually aroused and can't control themselves. We've also got men and women should be able to dress how they like, but we have it, what we know, it can be risky. At the same time, even if you don't wear revealing clothes, you can still get harassed or sexually assaulted. Clothes don't always matter. Once a predator sees a woman and conditions are right, they will attack regardless of what she's wearing. You can still, and then Joyce says, you can still look nice without showing a lot. But that's just, you can still look nice without showing a lot. But what I'm saying is this, right? Okay, I've got, at the moment, I have a long dress on all the way down to my ankles, right? But because it's fitted, I remember I wore it one time, I was in Clapham High Street, right? And all you had is young men making lots of comments, this, that, and the other. My dress is down to my ankles. You couldn't even see my ankles, literally, it's that long. So does that mean that you have to wear, like, I have to wear a baggier dress, like a much baggier dress, to make sure that you can't see any form of curves? At the moment, like, my cleavage is not showing. As I said, my ankles won't even be showing if I stand up. So I don't get it. Do you see what I mean?
So Rachel, was the question about just sexual assault, or was it just about unwanted attention and how that might affect the man that you've gone out with?
Yeah, so basically it's dangerous. So basically, if you go out with your missus, so say for instance, you've got a beautiful, good-looking wife, right? You know what I mean? As you said, she works out 5-6 days a week. So your wife is going to look good. I've seen what your wife looks like. She looks good. So when she goes outside, even if your wife wore, was it just a straight dress, a fitted dress, do you know what I mean? People be able to see your wife looks good. And the same thing, a lot of people who get, have that kind of attention, you don't have, like, with your chest hanging out, you know what I mean? That's a standard. If your tits were all out like that, then people are going to look at you. But people will bother you. I've walked through crowds and people try to touch you. You got.
So Rachel, can I make a quick point? Rachel, it also depends on the man. See, I know David and I know his wife. And I know that if David walked around with wife, it'd be a very silly man that would try to disrespect him in front, disrespect the wife, because David would deal with that properly.
That's correct.
Right? So it depends on the guy. There's men out there that command respect. It's never happened to me, by the way. And I've gone out with women that's worn the tie that you're talking about. It won't happen. So it has a lot to do with the guy as well. The guy also has to present himself in a way that he commands also respect, because there are men out there that would test. And so that's on those men. That's not on the woman or the guy. That's on those men. And you can't blame women for these type of guys.
Okay, so when you're going out,
accountability on that point.
So okay, so but say you both live in a house, you both got dressed and you're both gone out now, right? Your partner goes to you, you know, you look absolutely amazing, you look great, and you look at your husband or your partner and you think, you know what, you look fantastic, gorgeous. You go outside and all of a sudden you start getting unwanted attention because she looks nice, right? What happens then? So does that mean who's held accountable? Is it that the woman that she's dressed sexy, but even though her man has said, you know what, I think you look all right to go outside? Or is it the man's accountability where he should have said, you know what, I don't like, you know, what you've got on, but too many guys might look at you because you look nice. Because you don't.
As I said, it's a man, Rich, because those men won't do it with every man. Those men wouldn't do that with every woman they see. They'll look at the man first and make a judgment.
All right. So how does a man?
That's what I'm saying.
So how does a man determine, right, if he's not, was it as you call that, alpha enough? Then was it, or if he's not, his demeanor isn't strong enough? Wait, hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. Can I finish? How can he have? How does he know? So that means that somebody who doesn't have, say, for instance, yours or David's, demeanor. Somebody who doesn't have that kind of demeanor, does that mean that their partners then have to cover up even more so, and they should know in themselves that, you know what, I don't have that demeanor. So my wife would have to put on basically, you know what I mean, I don't know, like this. Do you see what I mean? Because just in case it's dangerous for him because his wife might look too good and he can't defend himself. So
if your partner
most men
dress up good.
Most men, regardless if they have that presence or not, most men will fight back and will try and protect their missus, regardless if they have that. It's just a natural thing. They wouldn't sit there and just take it. Most men would actually say something or do something in order for thing. Now, whether he is going to end up, worse for it, then that's a whole nother situation. But I don't think most men would sit there and just take it. But me personally, I mean, to me, it depends on what the man likes his missus to wear. But if he's comfortable with what his missus is wearing, I don't think I've never experienced that, so I don't know. I don't know about that.
I was going to say as well. Some men like their women to dress sexy, and some men don't. But then, obviously, if you've gone out and you've met your partner and she was a person that looks sexy, then what happens then? Do you then say, no, I don't want you to be like that anymore? Or, you know what I mean? Because you go for somebody who, when you see them, doesn't look sexy. And what is defined of sexy? There's something which is, to me, is kind of like vulgar, you know what I mean? So if a woman's walking around the place, like you see, I'm sure you've all seen it, literally you can, you know what I mean? The whole of her chest is just hanging out, like literally it's just there. You know what I mean? She's got the whole of her creases hanging out, like everything is just there, isn't it? There's nothing. Or, you know what I mean? She's wearing literally a thong and a bra, right? That's not correct, right? But if a woman is wearing a nice dress, because remember, a nice dress could be classed as looking sexy. If you put on a nice pair of heels and you wear a nice dress, that could be classed as looking sexy, right?
No, I think there's classy, and then there's just naked. I'm sorry to say. There's classy, and then there's naked. I'm sure women know what dresses are classy and what dresses, and women know whether or not they kind of not wearing enough, so to speak. But women know what classy dresses are, right?
But then to be honest, then, so as I said, it's like, so what Miss Ali said, I think is kind of redundant, because any woman that respects their partner wouldn't be dressing in a way where when they were going out with their partner, that they would be walking around in a complete, like in a thong or something like that. Unless it's, you know, I mean, the environment, like, I don't know, not even a thong, but, you know, like if you've got, as I said, I listen to Carnival Soca. So was it the whole dress and sense in the Caribbean is completely different to what it is over here, right? Things what people class as being, was it sexy or something which is over, you know, I mean, whelming, it's not overwhelming there, it's overwhelming here. As I said, it's like, I've said it on the show before. In England, I play mass because I don't like going to carnival without playing mass because of people try to touch you. If I play mass, no one touches me. But then I can go to the Caribbean, go and play mass, right? Or I could be in a crowd. No one don't touch you. No one ain't touching you like that. And you see people walking around with far less like, you know what I mean? Like literally next to nothing. And nobody doesn't touch you, but it's here, which is very sexualized.
So I'm going to be honest, and it might be quite a lot off the subject of what you're saying, actually. My concern isn't necessarily that a man's going to touch my woman inappropriately or even talk to my woman inappropriately. The concern is more about the signals that's been sent out based on what she's wearing, not necessarily how the clothes fit her, because like you gave the example of a longer dress or something like that. And if a girl's got shaped, how she'll still look sexy. It's how revealing it is in terms of the skin that's showing or the way the dress is cut. There's certain things that just give a certain impression about the woman, and I don't want my woman to be walking around and people thinking something of her, even if they don't express it. And because as men, we know how men talk amongst themselves, we've got this belief, whether it's true or not, that when you're out with your woman and she looks a certain way, people are going to think of her a certain way, for whether right or wrong. And I'm not saying that it's right as such. What I am saying, though, that's innate with a lot of men. And if a man does take it a step further to think he can cross a certain line, like has been mentioned by a couple people, a lot of men, if not the majority of men, will feel he has to do or say something. And that's where the danger comes in. And I've been in that situation years ago when I was in my early 20s, and I don't even put the blame on the woman because I actually didn't mind her dressing that way. But the fact that the person, a group of guys decided to say something, I went to approach them. Do you know what I mean? And the only reason why they did that is because they know me from back in the day. If you see what I'm saying, because the average stranger would not say that to me because they'll look at me, you know, familiarity breeds whatever. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So, do you know what I mean? Plus, there was about 10 of them, and it was just me one with the girl as well. So obviously, they felt like emboldened to say whatever. But anyway, without straying too far off the point, I think that is the consideration for a lot of men. Nobody wants to feel like their woman looks easily, you know, like she's loose or slack or anything like that. And we all know that how a woman dresses isn't necessarily an indicator of her sexual activities, but it's the impression for a lot of men, from my perspective.
Yeah, I agree with
that. That's when Nelson mentioned classy. You have to keep up. Nelson mentioned classy, and I think that's all what really makes most of us just. You can have an element of you know, a certain type of dress, but classiness is what we aim for.
If your missus goes out like this with you, and that's obviously a no-no because obviously she looks too sexy.
So it depends what the event is, doesn't it? Because if it's an event where that's the general dress sense, it's going to be one thing compared to, you know what I mean, everyone's casual smart and she comes out like that. Or, you know.
Or you wouldn't be like somebody, like if that was if you're going to a proper party, then, you know what I mean, that wouldn't be a casual. If you're going to a party then, would that be acceptable by any of the guys on the panel?
For me, that's a little too low cut in the chest area. It's a bit too high on the thigh. But if you're going to something where everyone is dressed like that, then you're fitting in. But for me, if you're going somewhere where you're going to be the only one dressed like that, that's the point. I think for me, that would portray something.
No, but meaning by if you're going to a normal party, you're going to a rave.
Where everyone else is wearing jeans and t-shirt. Are we talking about shoes?
All right, so I'm going to go
I feel uncomfortable.
Okay, you'd feel uncomfortable, David. We've got Nelson said no, Mo said no. Was it Aaron? How would you feel?
Yeah, man, you can wear what you want.
See, that's the thing. I wouldn't tell my woman not to
get me. You man acting like you said, no one's ever had this happen to them. Yeah,
can wear that to bed
because your girl puts on that dress. Someone's gonna come and try and violate you. If anyone does that, good luck to them, innit? But
I'm sorry, Aaron.
My girl can wear what she wants when she wants.
That's the thing. I wouldn't tell my woman not to wear it.
Wait, guys, can Aaron finish?
Send her out on her own like that. But if she's with me, she can wear what she wants.
Okay,
I've been on holiday, my girls wore less than that. You get me? I've been out with my girl on holiday in different places, wore less than that. minor.
Yeah, for me, it's like, yeah, you can wear that. Let's go to the bedroom.
But I'm just saying, okay, so what do you think about the opinions of, was it, say for instance what you've heard, so how comes you feel so comfortable with your woman being able to dress sexy when you go out? Do you like it when you see her dressing sexy like that?
Listen, if that's what she wants to do, that's what she can do. If she's my woman, I trust her enough to do what she wants to do. Be happy, live free, don't do nothing dangerous.
No, but I'm talking about with you, like, say if you go out with your missus, say you go out with a girl, yeah, and you've been with a girl for a long time. If would you want her to look sexy, or would you like her to just, like, do you know what I mean, like, cover up?
If she's doing it for me, I don't mind. I mean, if she's doing it for me, I don't mind. If this is what she normally does, then I wouldn't mind. She's looking sexy for me. Yeah, if we're going out together, innit? She's not looking sexy for no one else. And if anyone else can't see that we're out together and wants to start that madness, then that's their business.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, Samuel, what's your thoughts on this? Go on, Samuel.
Yeah, Samuel, you there?
I agree with what my brother just said.
All right, so we got Nelson, David, and Mo think the opposite. Sean, what's your thoughts on this?
Yeah, they need to just a little bit. I need a bit more modesty for me.
Okay, and then I want to go to some of the women now. Andrea, what's your thoughts about going out and what you wear?
That for me, sorry, Mo.
Sorry, hold on.
That for me is a bit too revealing. I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing that. That looks like bedroom wear. But I think it depends. Anything can look sexy to anyone, really. But I like tight dresses. Like, I got the figure for that. So whether I'm out with my man or not, I'd expect him to trust me. But I know my man likes me to look sexy when I go out with him. But it doesn't mean that I need to reveal anything. It could just be a contoured dress.
Is this
but
too?
That picture you showed, I wouldn't feel comfortable wearing that.
Is that too sexy?
That's too sexy. That would be like bedroom wear to me. But then again, like the other gentleman said, we have been on holidays where I have worn less bikinis. You're literally in your underwear. So, but I suppose it's the situation you're in, to go to a club in something like that, unless it's a lingerie party, I think it's inappropriate.
Okay, so with this lady here, obviously the dress is right down to her ankles, right? So is it that it's fitted? Is that what the problem is? Because it's right down to her ankles.
It's absolutely fine. I think it's because it's see-through, because it's just covering her bum.
No, it's not see-through. It's not see-through at all.
Isn't it? On the front bit, where her, like this top bit down here.
Talking about another dress. Oh, there's another dress she's showing in the picture.
Oh, the white one. I thought you were talking about the black one you just showed.
No, this one here.
No, that dress is nice. But again, because I'm married, I wouldn't wear that because of the front of it. It's too low.
Guys, everyone else on the panel, is that revealing? I'm just trying to say what is acceptable or not.
I would actively encourage my woman to wear that dress there.
Where though?
David, I was going to say the same thing, my brother. I was like,
so basically that dress is acceptable to go out, right?
So Rachel, what I wanted to say a little bit earlier, it's not that with the original 3 dresses, it's not that I'm totally against them like that. I'm not the type of person to try and tell my woman what to do. But I am the kind of guy who will give my opinion on it. And when I give my opinion, it's up to you, innit? I might say something that you haven't really thought about. I might say something that might make you feel like, okay, David doesn't really want to wear that, want her to wear that, so I won't. It's just give food for thought, but without enforcing my views or opinion on it. I like women who dress sexy. I like it. I don't have no problem with it. And again, depending on where we're going in the general theme will determine whether or not I take a bigger issue with what's being worn, if it's in line with what we're going to expect at the event or not. So I just really wanted to clarify that it's not that I'm totally against those dresses. It just that there's variables that come into play with it all. And bottom line is, I'm not the type of guy to try and tell a woman what to do. I'm the type of guy to just give my opinion on it.
And that goes by my next question.
Agreed.
So somebody just said, was it P just said, would the men on the panel try to stop their women from dressing a certain way if she was going out without him?
No, I wouldn't stop her. But if she was going out, I might make a little, hey, you look nice. You look a bit low, innit? Yeah, I might make a comment. But then ultimately, like David said, it's her choice. She's an adult. Like I'm not her parent. She can choose to go out. But then for any guy, then you're then gonna have that worry, like, is she gonna be all right? Is she gonna come across an unsavory character that's gonna say something or do something? And you might then have that worry for her safety. Like we know guys, but then other than that, yeah, you can like
Nelson,
20 minutes. Like, come back quick.
Nelson's face, you're making me laugh. Nelson, you're killing me today, boy. Nelson's
I'm gonna have to go in a second, right?
Yeah, we're gonna have to go as well because it's like look at the time.
I just want to say one thing about it. I will pose a question, let's say, and I'm not saying which side of this fence I fall on, but it's a question that I think kind of falls in line with this. Hopefully, you see it from the perspective I'm trying to drop it from. So quite often we hear people talk about, men don't protect their women, or we want men to protect women, and when we talk about protecting women, how do we see that protection? What form does it take? Does it only take the form of we see somebody attacking somebody, so we jump in? Or does it also take the form of we see something that might potentially put them in danger and we give our advice based on that? So for example, the question, your woman's going out by herself to a certain type of environment, dressed in a certain type of way, and a man says, no, I don't want to see you going out to that event dressed like that. Is that considered a form of protecting your woman?
Yes.
Or is that just seen as control?
No, that's protected. That's protection. That's
Yeah,
protection.
I don't think it's control until you take out the duct tape.
Those are safe words. Safe words.
But the thing is, I'll be honest with you. The thing is, it all depends on what kind of woman you got in the first place. If she was the type of woman that dressed like that in the first place, then yeah, you're gonna bump heads with her. You're gonna clash with her because guess what? She's gonna tell you, listen, when you met me, this is what I was wearing. So you have to be mindful about what kind of woman you pick, and because the kind of woman you pick, she will do the things that you want her to do. So if you don't want women that dress like that, don't pick women that dress like that. If you want women that are a bit more conservative, pick women that are a bit more conservative. It's all to do with, I blame the men. The men don't know how to pick these days, period.
So you think the men don't?
Hold on.
Leave me alone, man. Please,
I got something to say here.
Allow me, bro.
Hold on.
That restricts the joints.
Why is it always me? Why is it always
me? This ain't got nothing to do with you.
Really?
This has something to do with me and me living in America, and we having our Constitution, our Second Amendment rights, okay? So now, for me personally, if a woman want to dress a certain way, and she's leaving the house without me, I'm gonna be like, make sure you packing. You packing, right? You got your pistol in that purse, right? Okay. So again, I don't want no weak woman. She gonna be able to protect herself. You feeling me? If she leaving without me, make sure you got that pistol in that purse. Okay? So if somebody try to get too disrespectful and may try to put hands on you, you know what you gotta do. You train, you ready. You can protect yourself if I'm not there. It's all this. Oh, I gotta protect the woman and all this and that. What the hell you gonna do if you ain't there? What's she gonna do? What, she gonna just sit there and be a victim because a man ain't there to protect? Nah. I want to see my woman. I want to see my woman when she leave me and come back and all that. Even if I'm not there, she got to be able to protect herself. So I don't want no weak woman. I'm just saying. Make sure you have that pistol in there, in that purse.
So she needs a pistol, duct tape, and 6-pack.
Hey, whatever.
So, guys, on this note, right? It is now 12:30. Was it?
Hey, I wanted to say something, you know.
Go on then, Sean. Go on, get it in. Go on, Sean.
Yeah, I was going to say that men want peace. That's what men want. They don't want. They want peace. Why? Why am I stopping it? I'm telling you what men want, not what women want. So let me speak.
Yes, they do, Andrew.
All right, okay. men want peace. So men want. If you get yourself an agreeable, cooperative, feminine women, this wouldn't be an issue.
Every week.
Don't worry, I got the duct tape.
Don't forget submissive. Don't forget submissive.
And I'm here every week too.
Right.
There's a couple of clicks.
And Nelson probably thinks there's no submissive women on this panel, right?
Keep my voice now.
Sorry?
You probably think there's no submissive women on this panel.
No, not so far. No, not that I've seen. No submissive women in this panel.
Wait there. So wait there, because there's three things. All right then. So
this is going to go on for another hour just because I said
wait. So there's no wait there. Hold on. Wait there. So me, my aunties, and Andrea, they're not submissive women.
No, not submissive at all.
None of us are submissive, right?
No, because you guys don't agree with it. You guys don't agree with it.
All right then.
No, wait. Hold on. Could I say something with that?
No, you can't, Samuel. I told you to say something.
I will. Anyway, I will. See, what it is with this whole submissive thing, I'm going to settle this right now.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you are not.
Submissiveness is like being governed. You got to be governed by consent. So they got to submit by consent. That means you must earn their submission. And if you don't do that, stop talking about submission. If you don't earn it, stop talking about it.
Thank you.
Submission is not based on consent.
Yes, it is.
What you don't know is that Nelson's got some box of duct tape.
No, it's not.
Well, that's your opinion. All women all women will be submissive if they are given a reason to be submissive.
No. Submission is to do with the state of attraction. That's how you attract a man, by being a submissive person.
Yes, but you're submissive to a certain degree.
Can I say something on that about this idea of opting in and out of having a submissive feminine?
I think I know what you're gonna say, John.
Yeah, I want to present a scenario of meeting a man who, when you get to know him, he spends longer in the bathroom than you do. Maybe starts using some of your accessories and makeup. Generally,
using makeup.
No,
just let him finish. Let him finish.
Yeah, you know, and he starts using your lip gloss and stuff like that. He spends way longer getting ready. He spends way longer getting ready than you. Do you think that you would? How do you think you would respond to a man like that? Do you think you'd be attracted to a man like that?
Not if he's wearing my lip gloss now.
Okay. I want if he turns around and says to you, but hold on a minute. I'm not in my masculine yet. I'll wait to see what you like before I get into my masculine. I'm not gonna get into my masculine yet. I just met you. I want to know what kind of woman you are first before I get into my masculine. You see my argument?
That's what the argument. Yeah, it's just someone.
See my argument? It doesn't work. That's what I'm saying. You can't. This idea of just opting, being submissive when you want, it's not attractive to men. The same as if I start to opt in and out of being masculine when meeting a woman, you'd look at me funny style. People like this guy's off key. He's choosing not to be masculine until he knows what I'm like. You would have an issue with a man like that.
That privilege, John.
Thank you, John. Well said. Amen. Well said, John. Well said.
Okay. Next question, right? Was it so? Because I've asked Nelson. Was it? I'm gonna ask all the other guys. John, Do you think that any of the women on this panel are submissive?
You know, Rachel, I put up a post the other day and it said, I don't believe, you know that meme that says, I don't believe. Have you seen that one with the guy from Anchorman? I don't believe you. I reckon there's a lot of cap going on in these panels. And I reckon some of you women, when you get yourself a certain guy, you guys will fall in place like, you know, when the bowling, you know, you do bowling and the things fall in place. That's what these women do. So I don't buy any of it. I don't buy any of it.
Okay,
you women,
so you think we're all submissive? Okay.
I think there's an element that maybe one of two of you, I'm not going to name name, one of two of you, maybe not, but
name. Say name.
No, I'm not gonna.
Andrea. No, sorry, my bad.
Andrea is not one of them. I'll say that one. I think
Andrea's really submissive. she's way too submissive.
But the main thing is, wait there, is she's married. That's the main thing. She's actually married.
I'm submissive when I need to be though.
There you go.
Mo. Is Andrea submissive?
Nelson, you gotta get into the dungeon.
When the duct tape comes out, she becomes submissive.
All right, is that how you move? Yeah. Oh my.
Okay, so
Rachel's submissive. Rachel's submissive. Don't be fooled by Rachel. Rachel's submissive.
I
don't know personally, by the way. I'm just saying my opinion.
I have never.
You let that one slip, bro. You let that one slip.
He doesn't know personally.
I don't know personally.
He does not know personally.
My professional opinion.
His eyebrows are near the dots, boy.
Listen, right? He does not know personally. So let's get that clear, right? So as I was going to say this, right? I've never said that I wasn't a submissive person. I think if I'm in a relationship, 150% was it. But then I would want to meet somebody who is your your alpha or your man to you. Where what I mean, it's not that I would submit. I just say that that's a proper leader. It's normal. It's normal for a woman to submit to a man. Was it then? Was it So if someone says that like Elsa says that there's no submissive people, I'll leave that to your opinion. As I said, you've got one person who's married on the panel, right?
I'm getting married next year. We're
not talking about you getting married, but I'm talking about Nelson. I've already been married.
Why not?
I've already been married, and I was submissive in my relationship. Thank you very much.
Well done. Done.
So I think there's a few of us that have beat you to marriage on this page. Right.
Wow,
so
really, Rachel. Below the belt.
Big congratulations,
Below the belt.
Hold on a minute, yeah, but man is telling me that I ain't submissive, so me have to tell you the thing, but me have to defend myself. Right, I have to defend myself. Remember the masculine in me. Right, anyway, right. So, same thing I will say to Samuel. Do you think the women on this panel are submissive?
Like I said, it must
what
be
did you
earned.
say?
So if it's earned, yes. If not, then hell no.
Right. And then I'll go to Aaron. What do you think?
Well, I hope you're not submissive. I hope you ain't strapping on your boyfriend around her back there or whatever. Because
gosh, wow.
Because if you're not, then that's what you must be doing, isn't it? Like, if you got a boyfriend, you get me. You're supposed to be something like charge around me. You get me.
People saying they can't make this shit up. Go on anyway.
Rachel, when we're leaving, I've got the out tune.
What?
I got the out tune set up for when it finishes.
Oh my god. I was gonna say, actually, Mo, do you think the women on this panel are submissive?
No. But the thing is, when someone is submissive, they're generally gonna, I think, sit in the background, not really give their opinion. And I prefer someone that's gonna give their opinion and not be badgered for it. Oh, what do you think? What do you think? Like, give your opinion, like, you know.
This is the discussion. This is the discussion we should have. What does it mean to be a submissive woman? I think that'd be a good topic, Rachel, for another day.
Yeah,
because
for next week we'll talk about this.
I don't think submission is anything to do with what Mo said personally. I don't think that. You could be forthright, you could be outspoken, and you could still be a submissive woman. I mean,
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can be.
agree with that.
You can be.
100%. Auntie, we was talking about submission today and the other day. Was it? I think my auntie is a very submissive woman. Right. So, you know, when you say no, right, I know the qualities that my auntie has, well, both my aunties, right? And but I was having the conversation with Auntie Maureen. Auntie Maureen is a woman that would look after her partner and believes in gender roles, 150%. So when you guys say, oh, she's not, you know, like none of them are submissive, you really don't know. It's like, Sean, you knocked the nail on the head. Do you see what I mean? And, you know, it's like the judgments of what women, what we're like, because of we have an opinion. We're on a debate platform. So on a debate platform, you have your opinions. Or else if it was a thing where we're on a debate platform and we all didn't have that kind of opinion, then that means that would, you know, it wouldn't be very much of a debate. We wouldn't really say that much of our views. We'd just sit here, listen to the men and just go, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. Right? We wouldn't have an opinion on who we are. But I think that every single woman on this panel is submissive, but I think that we're just intelligent enough to have a communication and have a debate. And we believe in certain things, and that's what our opinion. You know, I mean, submission does not mean that you no longer have an opinion anymore, right? When you're in a relationship with someone, you allow the person to lead, yes, but you still have an opinion in that relationship. And the man will respect your opinion if he's a true leader and an alpha, just like you have a manager, right? A manager will still also listen to the people who are underneath him, was it to have their advice and listen to what they have to say. But at the end of it, he'll be like, well, this is what I think, blah, 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 blah. But he will still respect the opinion. That's any good manager. If you're not a good manager, then you won't listen to anybody else. You'll be narrow-minded. You'll only listen to yourself. You won't care about anything. And you know what you'll get out of that product? When you're ignorant and you don't listen and you don't care about what's around you, what happens is your workforce do not work properly for you. Everything, then you have a thing where you have a conveyor belt of different people coming in and out of your workforce because nobody wants to stay because they're unhappy and they feel that they're under a dictatorship. But if you've got a good leader who listens and understands and takes on your opinion and shows that they care about your opinion and your best well-being, you will have a perfect workforce. And that's the same thing. A household and a marriage and a relationship is like running a business. You have to respect everybody and take everybody on board. That's what I think. The next question I want to say, right, guys, is do you think that, because it's a bit friendly, do you think that any of the women on this panel are friendly? the poor ones. Okay. So, okay. None of the men jumped up and said that anyone's friendly. So you don't think, so guys here, you don't think any of the women on this on the panel are very friendly?
Well, I've been called autistic. I've been called, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I've been ganged up on. I've been called autistic. What else? I forgot the names. I need to watch it back again. Friendly. Look, I don't think we're here to be friendly. It's a debate. Okay, we're having debates, and sometimes people can get rude, and that's all it is. But to me, I don't take rude. I don't take. No. Usually, I respond to people's rudeness. But what I will say is, this is a debate. This is a debate. Yeah. And I don't expect people to be here and be friendly and all of that. I expect people to give, facts, statistics, to give valid opinions. That's what I'm here for. But the thing is, of course, I'm sure Rachel is an extremely friendly person. I've spoken to her privately. She's an extremely nice person. We get on. So I haven't had a chance to meet Andrea yet, even though she takes shots at me every chance she gets. But yeah, I'm sure everyone is nice and friendly, really and truly. That one went for Aunt Marie as well.
So we got you think that we're kind of friendly? Does anybody else on the panel think that us ladies are friendly people?
Yes, I do.
Thank you, Samuel.
No, you don't. No, you don't, Samuel.
Yes, I do.
Right, Aaron, do you think we're friendly?
Yeah, man, I think the ladies are lovely on the panel. No one's not friendly. No one's not, no one's being horrible deliberately. It's all part of the bants and the argument and the debate, innit?
Yeah.
So,
Was it Mo? What do you think?
Oh no.
Me? Come on,
Huh?
man. You guys are
Yes,
friendly.
Mo, you, yeah.
Listen, they have to be friendly about me. I'm the lion.
Here we go.
All
Here we
right.
go.
Okay, Jean?
Yeah, I think most of the women are friendly. I have to say, earlier on
Who's
today, I
not?
was a little bit concerned with someone doing psychological diagnosis.
They're
with
not here
Nelson.
now
I
to
think that was-
defend themselves, but yeah.
Okay, I won't say much more than that. Then. But yeah, I think the women in the panel are generally friendly. Yeah, I reckon if most people if I met in real life, there wouldn't be any tension or issues. We'll probably have a bit of a laugh. To be honest.
And
That's something we should arrange, Rachel. We should arrange a little,
I want to arrange a shindig. I do.
I
I
met
definitely
you, Dawn.
do.
I met you. We had a little boogie.
community debate live.
Yeah, we did. You know what I mean? It's all good. I don't know ill will to no one.
On the next and the
No,
next.
no, not that way. Not that way. Mohammed, you were standing right there.
Listen, and you know what I mean. I was going to say the next one is this is the big one now because you lot like to quote this all the time. Do you think that us women on the panel are fit?
Well, that's a 360.
Them girls fishing.
You see, I'm clever enough.
Okay. Mo, since
first
you're
this
doing
time?
that, do you think that the women are fit on this panel?
I definitely think you fishing for compliments. I ain't saying nothing.
You guys,
Well done, Mike.
100%.
No.
You're being a
Quick
simp
comment.
now. That's simp-like. You're being a
That's
simp
right.
or
That's
beta male.
No.
I'm a simp. I look after mine, so I'm a simp. I simp it out.
Anyway, Rachel, I'm not saying anything
I
because
even
if I
drink
say
from the
otherwise,
simp cup.
someone's gonna call me a simp. If I start giving out compliments, I'm gonna be called a simp. So I'm
Oh
saying no comment.
yes! Remember what happened
Yeah,
today?
remember?
So guys,
Right.
look at this. I posted a picture of myself today on my profile, not on Community Debate, and a guy called all the other people who made compliments to me, called them a simp and a beta male, and then deleted his comment. Look at that. So now, does that mean that you make a compliment to a woman? Does that mean that you're a beta or a simp?
Do you know, I was just about to say that, but someone beat me to it.
Sometimes, yes. So
Yeah,
okay, so
depends,
Nelson,
wouldn't
can you explain that? So if a man says that you're gorgeous or you look really nice, is that simping?
That's strange.
Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it all depends on.
Yeah, it can be. It can be. Of course,
where
it can be. Depends on the context of what's happening.
Yeah, there's
Of course, it can.
Does he comment on every picture? Rachel, does he comment on every picture?
Pardon, sorry.
She hasn't noticed. She hasn't noticed it, Mo.
There was loads of comments on that.
No, but does the same person comment on all your pictures?
I don't, to be honest with you, I don't actually post on my profile that much. It was normally I post on my story, but I post.
Do you know the men? Do you know all the men that commented?
I know.
You know the men that.
Yeah, I know majority of them. So I think there's one or two.
But then
majority of them.
You can't really call them simps then, because if they know you and they were like, oh, nice picture or whatever, you look good, whatever. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. You can't call them.
That's what I'm saying. It's like,
I've done that, so come on, that's silly.
Imagine you compliment me, that means you're a simp then.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy talk. Crazy talk.
Yeah, but he's probably taking it as like, like when girls post Instagram pics and there's a million people that they've never seen, don't know from nowhere, liking, telling them goddess and saying, oh, you're beautiful. That's simp behavior.
Simp behavior.
That sounds like jealousy. That sounds like jealousy behavior. That sounds like someone that wanted
that sounds like a bit
little,
jealous.
little kitchen and couldn't get any, access to the kitchen.
It's the point that Sean, anyway, we already know about that one, but I'm just saying it's like this, right?
A couple cookies.
It's like this, right? Imagine on my Facebook, you might as well say 95% of the people I know personally. The other small percentage is either people in the group from community debate who have actually added me as friends or whatever, right? So you might as well say the comments on there are by people that I actually know. So it's very, very strange, right? When you've got someone who's actually like telling people that I know and calling them simps because they're making a compliment to myself, which is nuts. You know what I mean? I don't get that. So is it that, you know, when like now we don't even know what if we make a compliment to a man, does that mean that, okay, if I go on yeah, that means I'm a pick me. I remember you were saying that. Does that mean that I'm a pick me? If I go on to Aaron's or Nelson, I say, you look fantastic, you look great, or you're gorgeous, whatever. Does that mean now I'm a pick me because of I've actually complimented?
Just about to say that.
Like it just makes no sense to me. Like I don't even get. I just don't.
Oh, you know what?
The whole thing is a joke thing anyway.
Yeah.
Like
no, you have to blame the culture. You have to. We have a bad culture. And that's where this whole thing comes from. It's the culture that we have currently right now. So there's a lot of guys that do this simping stuff. So therefore, you know, that's why it's kind of hard to know when someone is paying a compliment and when someone is just simping. And then that's it.
There's a lot of bad mind out there.
Yeah, that's sad because in our culture, we should be able to compliment.
Andrea agrees with me.
We should be able to compliment each other. We should be able to do that without anyone saying some ulterior motive. We should, as a culture, be able to say, you know, sister, you look lovely. Brother, you look good.
If it's thirsty, it's simp behavior. That's basically the rule, isn't it? If it's thirsty behavior, it's simp behavior.
This is what I'm saying. It's like what I would think is thirsty is somebody that would be trying to inbox you slackness. You see what I mean? Like, yeah, you're this, that, or say. Or some like innuendos, you know what I mean? Like somebody who's in your inbox send you in the innuendos or whatever it is, right? Those things I think are thirsty, right? But if someone's just generally just saying you look nice, that's not thirsty. But you know, I mean, I wouldn't go into a man's inbox and be like, oh yeah, you look like, oh, you know what I mean? Like,
Rachel,
you know, I wouldn't do that.
Rachel.
Yeah.
The problem is people need to be free and free thinkers and do what they need to do and stop worrying what the hell other people think about them. That's the real problem here. So if you want to give somebody a compliment, give them a compliment. Damn it. Don't worry about what somebody else thinks.
Like I don't worry about what other people think. Like I said, if I think somebody looks nice, I say all the time when people post pictures of themselves, I say you look great, you look fantastic, you look hot, you look wow. Do you know what I mean? I'll go on my female friends' post, I'll be like, damn, you're looking good. You know what I mean? It's like
but Rachel, don't you think there's a lot of simp behavior going on though?
Not really. I said the only simp behavior, if you lot are classing it as simp, right? I will say this thirsty. I think somebody who doesn't know you, like say for instance, someone comes on my
thirsty guys.
Yeah, if you have someone like say on my Instagram, it's open because of what job I do, right? So what happens is you will get thirsty people and they'll be saying that, you know what I mean? First they'll be like, hi, how are you? You know where it's going, right? Just know where it's going. And I cut it down pretty quick. Like as soon as, if I'm asking them, if they're not talking to me about a car and then all of a sudden they're trying to start talking to me about something else, right? I just stop replying. You know what I mean? I'm just not, do you know what I mean? I'm just not interested, you know, and you can have people, okay, you know what I mean? I'm not going to name and shame, but I've had people who have got partners, right? And they'll be trying to be in your inbox and they've got a whole partner and they'll be saying, oh, I'm not with my partner, I'm not with your partner, blah, blah. And they're like, they will be asking you to, can I take you out? Can I do this? Can I do that?
Who's that?
I wouldn't name it. This is what people do. This is what people will do, you know, and you're just like, you're not interested. You know what I mean? They want to send you pictures. I'm like, you're disgusting.
Who wants to send you pictures? Who wants to send pictures?
I know.
I wouldn't disclose, but as I'm saying, it's like.
Oh, Rachel, it's not going to be a good show now. It's not going to be a good show now.
Come in your inbox and be talking a whole heap of slackness, You know what I mean? You can, you know what I mean? It's a whole heap of slackness. I'm telling you, it's disgusting. And you're just like, you know, when you just that is what I class as simp behavior. I look at that and I think that.
Now, Rachel, that's grimy behavior.
It is. It's grimy.
Those guys are grimy.
Sleazy.
Yeah.
You
say a man with a whole partner.
The whole partner will want you to go and listen. I've had the conversation of what they've messaged and said. They want you to sit in their face, basically.
Okay, that's the whole dirtbag.
Whoa.
Yeah, lie back. They just want to do that. Now I'm talking about a whole partner. Like, why? You know what I mean? It's disgusting. Like, it's disgusting. You like, I'm not interested. Like, piss off.
Who does that?
Grimy guys.
I know for a fact, everybody, the ladies out here, I know you ladies have experienced some kind of slackness, people trying to go in your DMs and chat a bag of just nonsense. You just like, go away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, ladies, share some stories, man.
Everybody, I know.
Behavior, but that's man's job, innit? And it's the simp women that allow.
To me, I don't class that as simp. I class that as either sleazy or thirsty.
Grimy guys.
You get me? It's in there somewhere.
It's simping too.
In that spectrum, you get me? It might not be ultimate. Yeah.
A simp moves a little bit different than that.
Just
You know what I
utterly
mean?
disrespectful. Plain and simple.
A simp is a bit more subtle with it.
Yeah, but aren't there women simps? And women simps,
they're
what would their behavior be?
They're called pick-me's, isn't it? What they're called.
See, I'm not new. I'm new to all of this terminology.
That's what I said. All this it all started from Kevin Samuels and all this kind of all this kind of stuff. But people, listen to me. All the panel, please stay on. Please stay on the panel. But to all the community debate listeners, thank you so much for checking in. I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully you'll be back next Thursday. So next Thursday, I'm going to put up a post on Wednesday. Please put up what you'd like to talk about. If you've seen anything in the group this week or next week that you've seen before Thursday that you want us to, debate about, please bring it up. You know what I mean? I just want to let you know, guys, even though we have our big debates on here and we cuss off each other and everything like that, but we still love each other at the end. I still love you, Nelson. I still love you, John.
I love you too.
I mean, I still love you, Samuel. I still love you, Aaron. And of course, my aunties are going to love them regardless anyway. And Andrea,
Where's Mo's music?
I don't even know what's going on there, but guys, thank you so much. I'll see you guys next Thursday. Panelists, please stay on.